Born.
Okay, there we go.
So I'm walking barbecue sauce all over my your titties.
My titties.
Call the man. Call that pulled pork.
What?
Because I'm a little piggy.
I'm not a police officer.
And I'm ready to get sauce.
Oh God.
So that's disgusting.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Have you had anything occur?
A lot of like real work stuff actually, which like can't really get into.
No, yeah, that's fair.
That's been the bigger thing.
As I sat in a 3-hour call in today, it wasn't optional.
No,
and I'm like,
yeah, I've got those tomorrow.
Hey, wow, man, this is great because it's just distracting enough that I can't really focus on my menial shit I need to do, but it's not interesting enough for me to care.
Hold your attention.
So I'm like, I guess I could go play Pokemon Arceus while I'm listening. I'm looking. I got it on the screen. Productive-ish.
Well, I was like, because in the past, because I've been having this particular meeting that topic anyway. You know, like
almost like every day for a year.
Well, no, this is a different project, but I have been part of this like renovation project that you now had to sit in on, and so like we've had a couple different like segments of it, and in those previous ones, it's involved like going into the office to like talk through it and all, which good and bad. Good because it's like since you can't escape, it kind of forces you to like pay more attention because there's literally nothing else to do,
and there's nothing going on. But you can also like get away with like I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and you can get out and you can have a sweet,
you treasure the freedom a little bit better.
Those couple of posts you see on your phone are so much, they hit different
when they're like, do I want to take a little like a 10-minute break, go get some water? It's like yes. Yes. So like I kind of in some ways I kind of like it in the office better just because it like makes me actually like listen.
Yeah, because there's no other choice.
Yeah, and the ones tomorrow and the day after I have like on different topics, but so it ends up taking up like the full 8-hour day basically. I'm just like, and so I asked my boss, I was like, are we supposed to go in or like do it remote? And she's like, you can do it remote. And I'm like, why did you give me the option? Because now I'm gonna do it remote and hate it.
Why did you do this? How could you do this to
and
me?
I could just go in, but I'm like, I don't want it.
Unless well, because it's like it's a drive.
Yeah.
Which like that's not the major thing until you sit in traffic and you go, what is this?
Right. And I'm like, I don't remember who she is anymore. Who is this traffic? But I do love getting dressed back up again for the office. I will say that.
It
like
is nice.
Those meetings when like I did have to go back in, I like got back up like in the whole gig.
Do you wear jeans though?
No.
Oh.
I was in the office. I'm not gonna wear jeans.
Well, jeans are now fully allowed in the office.
Oh, I still wouldn't, because like if I'm in the office, like it's the office.
Yeah.
And there is a little like I kind of like the dressiness of it when it's not every day. Yeah. When it's every day, it gets like annoying. It's like, oh god, I have to get back into like the button up and the dress pants and everything. But it's like when it's just like 3 days for this week, it's like ooh,
a little fun and like a little snazzy. Fancy. You do, and I mean, I've noticed when I've got the opportunity, when I've been given the opportunity to go into the office, not fun. I've gone twice since lockdown.
Yeah.
Not happy either of those times, and quite frankly, far less productive.
Yeah.
Because I see people like Cool Town, and I'm like, what's happening?
Go chit chat.
Go chit chat for 40 minutes because we both know we're not doing anything. He's always there, and I'm not.
And you never are.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
Yeah.
John's in a meeting. I'm good to go. Ready. Let's vibe. So, but it is nice to like get dressed up. But yeah, I've been. I slept last night.
That often happens at night.
I went to bed yesterday for the first time in a long time.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I normally go to bed same day, like after midnight. So like, I was like, I want to get more sleep. Is that me?
No, it's you. Oh, yes, it's you.
Is it you? It's me. It's me to you. Sorry. Thank you. But yeah, so like gosh, so Sunday I did a very long stream. I will never stream for 12 hours again. That was pain.
Yeah.
Not because of any particular reason, like the I am going to talk about fucking Freddy Fazbear. because I have thoughts. I mean, I want to be a Freddy Fast Slut, right?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. You know, I'm a FNAFer, if you will.
I won't.
Yeah.
Well, I might.
A FNAFich. But after the intro, I'll talk about my experience playing this game, because I learned a lot about myself.
Okay.
But I got to say, doing a 12-hour stream, the energy immediately, choice.
Okay.
I did a good old classic fake out.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was a big community thing on my stream, twitch.tv/Odiepus Rex, link in bio.
Link in bio. Please like and subscribe.
England is my city. I hate that Jake Paul song, but I love that line of England is my city. I don't know if you ever heard of it. All right, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to show it to you because you won't care. And that's it. That's the payoff. But we have self-awareness with this, a Jake Paul song, something that presumably wouldn't take too long to lead into. Correct.
But when it comes to the single line from JoJo, "Move, bitch," I have to get the preamble.
There's a lot of nuance to it, okay, on a deep level.
Anyway,
I said it.
I said I wasn't gonna.
I said I wasn't going to talk about JoJo. I said I wasn't going to get mad about JoJo. Can we get a counter in the corner? Times mad about JoJo. No, so like the big redemption was like 500,000 community channel points, and they're like, why'd you put a limit at 2,000? I'm like, that's Twitch, not me, baby.
That's on Twitch, baby.
I don't know what to do. Anyway, we did it, hit the to wear the maid outfit that Maria sent us, so I wore it. And then I had to go to Fry's to get a makeup pen because my sister wasn't awake yet and I didn't want to wake her up. And I'm like, I Googled 4 different like tutorials and nobody told me what to buy to make whiskers and a little cat nose.
Okay. Like eyeliner pencil or something?
Yeah. I don't know that. Oh, okay.
You don't need to.
I didn't know that, right?
What?
Oh, okay. I just panicked because I saw the mini feed and I'm like, wait, is that from your stream? Are we not recording on what we should be? But that wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, we're not live. Okay.
We're not live.
So we can change that.
So I wore the maid outfit, and so I went there and I'm like, there's like an eyeliner, like liquid one, or like just a pencil. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this pencil is all I need. So I'm like, I need an associate. And I realize I'm not ready to just buy this and ask it normally. So I did the cop out where I went, my niece wants to dress up like a kitty cat today when I hang out with her. Is this what I would use to draw like whiskers? And the lady went like, yeah, you could do that. You could also, there's like a liquid one too, but that would work just perfectly. I'm like, thank you so much. And I went, it's for me. So then I got home, and before I got everything up, I recorded an intro of me saying hello, great to see you. Said a couple of names that I knew would be there as a mind game thing. And then I was like, I know you guys are mad at me. I'm not dressed up yet. So, I'm going to make you guys wait just a few more minutes, but whatever. And then I got up and I pushed my chair back, and then I got in front of the camera and I was like, oh, I'm just messing with something for the stream, which was me having the mouse over so that I can click at everything. And then push the chair back, and then it the camera, because I got up close, had nothing to focus on, so it was all fuzzy. And so I had that video I had to size it perfectly. And when I went to go test it to see that it worked, I moved my chair to sit in it at my computer. And then I went, fuck, I'm running out of time. How do I get this chair to look? So I'm resizing the two things, and I'm putting them on top of each other in Streamlabs, and I'm adjusting the chair ever so slightly to try to have it be as little as possible. And so ultimately the effect is that I step away, and then all of a sudden it just pops into focus, which in of itself I was worried was going to give it away, but not really, because cameras do that shit all the time. It's there's nothing in focus, we'll just snap. After being so close focus. And then I walk out in my full maid outfit kitty cat, and I got everyone real good. It was wonderful. I did have to go see my sister. I had to talk to her earlier, so I had to talk to her before I got in the maid outfit, because it would have made things a bit more uncomfortable. She still ended up seeing me in the maid outfit and said, I don't want to know. I tried to explain. She goes, I don't want to know. And, left. I
was hanging out with Brandon and Taylor on that day.
Oh, great.
And then we were I don't even remember what we were doing. I don't remember why I was over there. I was just over there for dinner or something.
Oh, they were doing something all day, football.
Yeah, that was what it was. I went over there.
Are you coming to the UFC this weekend?
I didn't really plan on on going?
Oh, I'm going.
Okay.
Because it's Saturday, and I don't hang out with Brandon all that often, and I want to.
I'm down to come over, like, because he said, like, afterwards there was going to be stuff, and I'm like, I'll come for the after part.
Karaoke was part of that, and I'm like,
I don't want to do that. That's the thing.
I'll
like,
watch.
I don't drink anymore, so I don't want to do karaoke, and like I hate fight shit, so like I don't want to watch any UFC BS.
I said I'm in, but I don't know if I will go when the fight starts or like after the fight's been going for a bit.
I mean, it would just turn into like me sitting
in
the kitchen talking to Taylor.
Yeah.
Which is not unpleasant. But
if we're going to get the band back together right afterwards, then like I'm ready to go.
I don't think that would be happening though.
No.
Given the karaoke.
I already said I'm in, and I didn't really think about all of this. I didn't think about that I'd have to sit there and watch, and I'm remembering, you know, Taylor's brother, his friends, Brandon, and Jen just drinking Coors Light on the couch watching the fight and complaining that they're losing money. And I go, why did I come? Why am I here? Just to suffer?
Yeah. I haven't answered yet.
You're a smarter man than I am.
But yeah. Anyway, I was over there on Sunday. Not for the football game. Mm-hmm. Like once the football game was over, I was like, oh, hey, like, are you guys still going to hang out? Like I can swing by. And he was like, oh, yeah. So I went over there, whatever. And then, like, midway through whatever we were doing, I don't even remember, Brandon, like, goes to the bathroom. And then he comes back and he's like, why is Steve in a maid outfit? I was just like, that's content.
That's content, baby. That's concrete, baby.
I was like, yeah, I can't explain that. No.
He texted me, he's like, come over. And I'm like, I'm doing an all-day community stream. I left out details. It wasn't necessary.
That then prompted him to open said stream, I believe.
No matter what I could have done, once I was in his crosshairs, it was over. It was over. But yeah. Oh well. Hello. Welcome
to
the Hell Yeah podcast. I don't know why we do it like a question.
I don't know.
Or we could change it up, but we never do. None of us is adventurous enough.
Yeah,
that's fine. It's it's for me.
We're staying on brand.
Yeah. And this is a podcast.
Clear, concise brand.
Two guys being dudes. Oh no! Is this podcast for me?
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it in your For You page?
No, it's not. It's not on the For You page. Maybe I've only uploaded the trailer.
What's the For You page? Is that a YouTube thing?
TikTok.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's not a YouTube thing.
So TikTok, you have two sections you can watch. The general one, if you just open up the app, is your For You page, which is all algorithm based. Mm-hmm. And then you have you could swipe and you can see like everyone you're following. And, granted, when I started watching TikTok, I'm like, follow means nothing. So sure, follow. Now I'm like, they're the same. I see no difference here. So, but we do have a official TikTok account. It's at Hell Yeah Podcast. Mm-hmm. It's just the trailer up right now, but I am working on getting clips done and whatnot. And by working on, there's actual progress because I have a written to-do list that I've been working through. Uh-huh. And so like I didn't have time to get to it yesterday, but I'm like, it is on the list of,
it's in rotation.
There's me Googling how to clip a YouTube video and the embarrassment and shame that comes with that because I don't know the first step, and thus I'm terrified to get in the pool without realizing that like it's shallow. Why are you crying? I miss Carlos sometimes.
I don't, but I understand that.
I miss his energy.
Fair. Yeah.
His, secret phone calls, clearly looking for another job, not giving a fuck. Yeah.
Secret phone calls, literally looking for a job on his work computer that faces out to the hall of everyone walking past. Because who gives a fuck? He's looking for a new job.
They're not going to fire anybody unless you're a temp.
Not in that department.
Unless you're a temp.
I got to tattle on that department.
Really? Good.
I can't go into it. I'll go into it offline. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was fun.
HM Yumi AFK IRL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a correct way of using AFK, but not for like
not the way it's meant.
Not the way it's meant, but I'm like, I will take it. So we played the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Yes.
Which is a cool game. I will overall say that I like the game, and it is a cool game. Okay. The aesthetics are really great. It's really big. You actually like first person run around. You're basically very quick summary is it's
a child
set in the near future, like 2024, and it's like a massive pizzaplex. Like imagine Dave and Buster's with attractions and shit. I guess maybe main event.
Okay.
But it's all Freddy Fazbear.
Okay.
And so, like, you know, Glam Rock Freddy, great, a daddy.
The boy.
There's Monty Gator, who's there. Violent.
Part
Chica
of it.
is there. And Roxanne Wolf, who is great, is lovely, is an absolute bitch and a terrible character. And like as a terrible person of a robot. Did not need to be made as sexy as they did. It was a choice. That was a decision that they made full stop. They went full send it.
Yeah.
It's fine. I made the mistake of going Roxanne Wolf hot, you know, Google image while I was on stream, and I just
mistake.
Well, because I'm like, did they already do it? Like I for a brief moment, I forgot, you know.
They've been showing stuff for Glamrock Freddy and them since well before the game ever came out. You had to know.
No, I only know what MapHat shows. MapHat doesn't show that.
Well,
except
for the occasional off-color joke.
Oh god, but that's not good for.
He's gonna lose his Sprite.
Not for
sponsorship.
Not for monetization. He's too busy trying to be the host of Jeopardy.
Is he really?
He did put in a bid, which I argued was like, I would think, I'm like, actually, he would be a good fit.
Go for it. I don't think he'd be bad.
You know, better than them making the executive producer, which I watched the whole video on, which was fucking great. But yeah, the game is really cool, and like I played it on my PC, and I'm willing to admit that like there's a possibility that the issues I ran into are in part due to trying to stream while recording it, having all of that going on, and running a game, like running this game. But I realized I was running it at low graphic settings, and it looked great. I kind of want to offline, like, you know, not while I'm streaming, like see if the computer can handle it at like higher resolution.
I'd hope so.
The game is not finished. Or like it's clearly like it was time to release the game and they did. It sounds like they're going to be coming out with DLC because there's like a few different areas of the place of the mall essentially that you can't access. There's no way to, and it's like, why would you like cut off, like everything else is accessible except for like these couple of parts.
Yeah.
And like there's a few parts that were frustrating where like I was at one save point where like as soon as I like, you know, died, respawn and like Roxanne Wolf's right there and just immediately bum rushes you.
Yeah.
And like
spawn camps.
Yeah, it's like you just got to keep like either resetting until she's not dropped right where you're at or sprint and try to hide. Although I will say I had pretty ridiculous luck hiding for most of the time. Overall, the story's like relatively good. It did take a while. I would do it a lot faster now that I know how to play the game and like experience like, you know, all that shit. But overall, it was a lot of fun. Like Glamrock Freddy is really fun. Gregory's annoying, but like the story bits to it that are interesting because it's like you just have to last the night. Very different energy from like FNAF 1 and 2 that we played. And that's why I would argue like this is like a real game compared to that, which is not like a gatekeeping thing. I just can't run around.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Small independent games aren't real games.
You're right. Five Nights at Freddy is small.
Small independent. It was at
the
original one was.
Well, I had a lot of fun playing FNAF 1.
Yeah.
Like when we did it for at the end of Spooktober, we did our like onesie stream for it.
Yeah.
It was actually fun.
It was good.
It's what it says on the box. It's spooky, but like it felt good to beat it, especially when like
some of that bullshit we pulled. At
4 a.m. I'm out of battery and it's just we can make it 2 hours, guys, and people are just going, they can't keep getting away.
And then we did. And then we did.
With the Arizona style, eggs up.
I don't know what that means.
I just say it.
Okay.
Sometimes I just say shit. Okay. Let them deal with it, you know?
Let God sort them out.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. I love that kid so much. Jesus Christ.
My God. But yeah, no, it was a fun game. But then you get to a point where like spoilers. I'm gonna put my hand up and I'll put it down when I'm done doing spoilers. Spoilers. Stop looking. No spoilers. You put Chica in the trash compactor.
Oh, okay. Word.
Because essentially you can upgrade Freddy, and so you have to, in order to beat the game, you need to beat 2 bosses.
Okay.
And you can choose to either do Chica or Montgomery Gator. And you can either, by dealing with the Gator, you can take his claws, which will allow you to break through shit you normally couldn't. Or with Chica, you can take her voice box, which will allow you to like, or allows Freddy to like shriek, and it'll like stun and like fuck up the other bots for a while. So you have to, at one point, in order to do that, she has like a eating disorder problem. And so you put like Monty's like pizza flavored mix into the trash compactor and trick her to go in there and squish her. And then you get down into like where all the trash is. When I went down into that area, spoilers over, I was in that area. The game was at like 4 frames a second. And now trying to run from Chica at 4 frames a second, it's just not possible.
Right.
Because the game is still running in full speed.
Right. Chica's still going. You're not moving.
I'm not running. And so I was like, well, fuck, maybe it's like, so I dropped my graphics settings and I realized I'm on low, dropped them to lowest. Everything's smooth.
Oh.
Got like real bad, like where it's just whatever. But like the lag was still there. Ultimately, I think Sin would like, we just kind of pushed through it. Sin was like, maybe drop your resolution down from, to down to 720. And like that helped, but
weird. Not
enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it's very
your computer should have no problem with it.
Exactly. But like it's the game. Like
right. Because sometimes the game connection can like
it's all the trash models.
Oh.
And so then like, and people were saying this from the get-go, the game is buggy and laggy.
Yeah.
Like that's how it's shipped out. Like there's tons of stuff. There's one part where like we were in a certain area and like for whatever reason the like guardian angel-esque the frames of like the animatronics but like that don't have any shells, they do this guardian angel from the like if you look at them they're frozen, but if you look away they come towards you.
Yeah.
All of a sudden when you're finished in this one area that they're not in because they're in one section only, I'm like leaving the bowling alley, and as I'm like heading towards the exit, 8 of them just spawn and start chasing me, and I'm like, this is really weird. Like, where did they come from? Doesn't make any sense. And it's like, and when I was like Googling during the stream, it's like, no, that's a reported bug. Like that, like 8 of them just spawned. There's no reason for that. Not intended. And I'm just like, this is a cool game if it was actually polished and fun and came out like if they didn't have I'm assuming they had a deadline that they had to just put it out.
Was it because, and I may be incorrect, but like I was under the impression that like at least the original 3 were like made pretty much exclusively by Scott Cawthon, and like he made it himself, and so he was the developer. With this one, since it's 3D, did he like have to like work with someone else or something? Is that why
don't know. Like I think this was made by like a full studio and everything. Okay. Like
because that would make sense why then it would like release not ready, because like generally like
I'm assuming
fully
like corporate, there was a corporate deadline. We need to get the game out.
Right. Because like when it's a fully independent project, like there's a lot more leeway of like, hey guys, sorry, it's just literally not done yet. And I'm not going to give you a shit product. But like anytime corporate gets involved, they're like, no, we said,
money.
We said February 1st or whatever. It's coming out.
Whatever it was. Like it's, because the game had already been out for a bit, but overall it was a lot of fun. It was cool. Like the opening cinematic of like them like jamming out on the stage and everything was fun, and like learning where the map, like how the map works. The map was shit. Like not running around in the map wasn't shit. You have like your Freddy Fazwatch,
of course,
and then like the security guard Vanessa's like Freddy as he's on the operating table. Well, the upgrade station, but it's an operating table. It's like, Freddy, why is it that I keep hearing your voice from that kid's watch? He's like, the standard voice on all Faz watches is my voice. Like clearly lying.
Yeah.
Which is just like, it's just really sweet and endearing because like they clearly all have personalities and disorders. Like Roxanne Wolf is like, I'm the best. I'm the greatest. Like, because I guess she was a replacement for Foxy.
Okay.
And so they kind of programmed into her like that or like she has that complex because like
knowing that she's a replacement needs like, to be best, it needs to be better.
And then Montgomery Gator you don't see originally because he's like, it's all under construction because he's just violent. You just hear like pounding and scraping. I didn't really see him actually, and I technically didn't even beat the game because then I was like, well shit, if I only need to do this to get this, like to get the bad ending where you just leave at 6 a.m. Like I can do that. I'm like, oh cool, but no, it's all lagging. So I'm gonna try to like, I think I might record it if I can. Of me like getting what I would argue is like the coolest ending. Not the canon ending is a bit more complicated and there's like more game to do, but it's pretty cool. And that doesn't affect anything, does it?
Not really.
Interesting.
Sorry. Although it's like strobing behind you, which is annoying. Let me just turn off that one.
Oh, it might be the fan.
No, it's the LED.
Oh.
It's a thing with the cameras.
Mm.
Is it that one? Nope. Is it that one? Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay, it went away. Yeah. I mean, turn it off.
Turn it off.
Yeah, so I kind of bogarted that for the whole time, but I knew it was a game you probably wouldn't end up playing.
I might actually try it. Like, I'm very much in the same boat as you, where it's like, I am interested in Five Nights at Freddy's. I watch all the fucking MatPat videos. Like, I like the concept of it. I think it has spiraled in its own way, but like, I mean, like,
it's cool.
It's cool. I still think it's cool, and like, I just haven't been super interested in the actual like gameplay itself. The idea of it like in 3D and being more like immersive and shit like that, like, yeah, I am more intrigued. I would probably like be more interested in doing that than the 2D ones from the past.
I would say it was a good horror game.
Speaking about games,
go off, King.
I need to talk.
This is a game episode because like I got other things to say, but you go. I want to hear your
mine's
voice.
Game adjacent. So
is that on the gay agenda?
So the trailer, the full-length trailer for the Halo series on Paramount Plus dropped.
We're excited, right?
I am excited.
I feel the taste in your mouth.
I am excited. I'm very concerned.
Okay.
I really want this to be fucking good.
Mm-hmm. And did they consult with BDG?
After he read all those books.
He's the only one that knows.
The only one. I have a lot of concerns. In general, the Halo fan in me is like, fuck yeah. I don't care. Like,
even if it's trash,
it's to good. See it. Live action Halo finally, after it's been promised since fucking like 2005 or whatever.
Do they show nudity on Paramount Plus? Like, will we get Chief Dong or no?
I think they can show it. I know they can say like completely like explicit language and stuff. I don't know. I've never watched anything. I have Paramount Plus, but I've never watched anything on it that would. I mean, did any of it have nudity? No, I don't think so. But I don't think that's because they wouldn't show it. I think it's just because I haven't seen it. They showed very graphic violence that like probably wouldn't fly on normal TV. So probably.
I mean, that's cool. I want to see what kind of schmeat he's packing. He's got to be rocking at least 8 inches. You know?
I don't think they're gonna show his face.
You don't have to. It's not canon to show his face, but his penis is unbridled territory.
I don't think they're gonna show him outside of like. Well, they did show him outside of the suit because you got to see like his scars from his like. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if there's pee.
Of course, he's a white guy.
Well, his name's John.
Yeah, you should have known.
I mean, how much more?
It was written like in the early 2000s. You know.
Well, there's actually like if you read the extended lore, like there's actually like a lot of like
POC.
A lot of the Spartans are like people of color and everything, and like so is like a lot of the other supporting cast like Mendoza and of course Sergeant Johnson and everything. Like there's actually like I'm not gonna say it's great, but it's actually surprisingly good.
I was memeing. I just because it's like of course it is.
I mean, like meanwhile there is the thing to be said though that it's like okay, yeah, but like. Even when they did introduce all of like the other Spartans and everything, like when they like were like, okay, now we're gonna add like blue team to like Halo 5. It's like we got Fred, Kelly, and Linda, who like, if I'm correct, I believe they're all white people, but they got Spartan Locke, and then made him a fucking terrible character. So I'm like, really, you set this man up for failure? I was about to
say who is that, but then I remember because I read Halo 5 Guardians. I own that game and never played that campaign.
He's a fucking bad character, and it's not his fault. It's how they wrote him.
You're right.
Anyway,
it's just the way he's raised.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, this is not what I was talking about.
Yeah. So the show.
Nor am I really qualified to talk about.
Sorry, I'm thinking about dong. Ding dong. It's on the mind.
Fuck my life, Mr. Master Chafe.
And by life, I got life tattooed above my ass.
So I'm worried. Because
I'm the skull.
Because like it okay, well first of all,
you don't consume media, so big shoes for you to be talking in.
So they've talked about how like it's not exactly canon. It's like a non-canon like telling of some of like how things could have gone sort of thing, if I'm understanding correctly.
So that is at least a somewhat like news story.
Yeah, so they have some actual like flexibility to like not have to be telling exactly what the games did, but still get to use the main characters.
Similar to Witcher. whole thing. Yeah.
It's also similar to like the Star Trek reboot that they did, like when they did like the Kelvin timeline. Kobayashi Maru.
The Kobayashi Maru. That's a good test. There's only a few people that have passed it.
Yeah.
Legally.
That being like an alternate universe, non-canon kind of thing. Kind of a similar vibe from what I understand. Mm-hmm. I've read very little on it because like I'm sure people are ripping it to shreds, and like to be honest, like I don't want to hear all of that. Like I want to like, if I'm gonna rip it to shreds, I want to rip it to shreds on my merits, not because of what other people are saying. Anyway, looking at it, like some of it looks really cool.
Okay.
Like they did like in one of the original teasers, they did this shot where like you get to see like what High Charity looks like.
The ship, right?
Yeah, the gigantic capital ship of the Covenant, and it looked fucking amazing. It was so cool, and they showed some like other like zoomed out shots of like colonies and stuff, and like it looked really really good. And I was like, okay, sick. This is gonna be great. And then in this full trailer,
you're holding your battle rifle, going, "I'm ready.
I'm ready."
And to give them back their bomb.
And then this full trailer, like they have some scenes that look really really cool, and then they have some scenes that look like a fan-made production from like 2011
like
or
some
something.
Machinima shit,
where it's like
not to drag Machinima, but like
where it's like clearly well done, like fully made armor suits and everything. Like so, like they're going for it, but like
it almost looks like if it's a dude cosplaying.
Yes,
a really really good high quality cosplay,
but it looks like cosplay. And some of the animations of like the elites and stuff, I'm like, this doesn't look great. I hope it's just not a great showing of it. Also, at one point in it, so like Halo takes place in like 2550 roughly. Don't come at me any better Halo fans than me, because I don't know exactly when this is taking place.
Because
there aren't any. I don't know exactly when like this specific story is taking place, but just in general, think around like we're 400 years in the future. Yeah, 500 years in the future, really. In one of the scenes, there's in the background, in the middle of a fight, in kind of like a blink and you'll miss it sort of thing, there's what is very clearly like a 2001 Chevy Suburban in the background.
Do you think it's supposed to be there though?
It's on like, so the whole thing is that it's like on like a human colony world, from what I can tell. Again, I don't know for sure. So it's like there's other like like
it should be an Elon Musk
future,
truck.
but like not super future, because like Halo has always been like in kind of this zone of, it's like even though it's 500 years in the future, it still feels fairly grounded in terms of the human tech. Like all of the human weaponry is still like kinetic guns, like the guns look like stuff we have today, and like
futuristic, but
still like grounded in that sense. Like a warthog looks like something that clearly we don't have right now, but we could build a warthog. We just have never made something styled that way. So it's like, in that sense, like it doesn't look completely out of bounds, but
a lot of their tech is really in their ships. Like in space travel, they kind of focus less on ground travel. Like they probably have had warthogs for a few hundred years because it works.
Right. And like even with Pelicans and stuff, like the Pelicans look like something that we could have now.
Those are a flying ship. We're not talking
ship.
Just bird. Yeah. The birds look different.
So like I'm thinking that like it was something where like they parked it there on purpose, and then like in post they meant to like modify it a little bit just so like you can't see it's literally like a Chevy, like with like the fucking like logo on the front of the grill
Chevy
and everything.
For it.
Damn, they better not. Well, then they should make a future Chevy. You can still keep it a Chevy. I'm willing to believe Chevrolet lasted 500
that had
years.
a Chevy badge on it.
I mean, if it still looks like a Warthog, go off. Only if Chevy then starts selling a Warthog.
You'd buy it.
No. I'd look at him.
We would go do one test drive for fun. How could you not? How could you not do a test drive for it?
Anyway, so like there are concerns. Parts of it look very weirdly amateur, which I'm worried about, because I'm also like, Paramount Plus has money. Like Paramount's got shitloads of money. I'm
NBC,
like,
isn't it? Or no, that's Peacock.
Yeah, no, it's Paramount.
Oh, Paramount. Okay.
Paramount Pictures, though. I mean, like they're a big thing. They're part of CBS.
Oh.
Like CBS, Paramount, like it's all like, gotcha. And I'm just like, and some aspects of it look like they threw all the money that they had at it. And other ones I'm just like, oh, I really hope this is something
maybe
that
it's
like
just the trailer.
I'm hoping it's just the trailer. And like, again, like some parts of it look sick as hell. So like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited for it, but like, I have concerns. Also,
you're not getting your hopes up.
Also, a lot of people are really mad that Steve, or I don't remember if it's Steve or Steven, I don't know what he goes by. Steve Downes, who is the voice of Master Chief. He's not the voice of Master Chief in this series. He's also not playing Master Chief, which makes sense because, like, you know,
it's not based off of him, I'm assuming.
No, and plus, like, they need the actor to like be able to like conceivably be a super soldier, and Steve Downes, while he seems very nice, is not exactly a super soldier, you know, agent body.
He's you know, Steve Rogers before the super soldier serum. You know, like in the when he's like skinny little, you know, where they had the CGI Chris Evans to be small. Yeah, is that him?
Well, he's an older gentleman who is just, you know, not.
He's not the chief.
He's not a super soldier,
but he's the chief.
Right, he's the voice of the chief, and so a lot of people are like,
Cortana's the voice of the chief.
Well, here we go. A lot of people are upset because it's not his voice anymore. The voice actor, to my understanding, is the actual live actor, which I'm fine with because, like, among other things, like, again, Master Chief's voice, Mr. Downes' voice, iconic. Mr. Downes, iconic. Like, you know, like giving the Covenant back their bomb, you know, like all that shit. And
I like that part of the game.
He does like one-liners, nails it. He just, the voice is great. In the later games, in Halo 4 and 5, for example,
and they give him more like
and Halo Infinite, when he's like tasked with conveying some level of emotion, and like, I know there's a case to be made that like the chief is like emotionally stunted or whatever, but like there's some
give and take.
Right. They're very flat. Delivery is very flat. It's not great. When it's like actual like emotional moments, and like they convey it with like the body language of like the animation pretty well, which is also hard because he's literally in a suit, but like the body language, like you get it. You get a person who's like reserved and doesn't really like know how to express this, but like is trying because this is like getting him. And then the voice just has nothing. Like in Halo 4, like in the ending scene when, spoiler alert, Cortana dies.
It's too late. The spoiler had already happened.
Cortana dies. It's fine because then they bring her back.
Yeah.
And then they kill her again. Spoiler alert. And then they bring her back again, but it's not actually her. Now it's a remade version. Anyway.
Which is what they could have done from the get-go.
Literally. They never should have brought her back. Let her die in Halo 4. It was a meaningful, impactful death.
Which makes sense because it's like, yes, there will be another Cortana. And maybe that cheapens it a little bit, but like, it's not our Cortana.
And that was a whole plot point, is they literally have Cortana, like, as she's like basically dying, she's like, you know, and she's like trying to talk about it, and Chief like clearly doesn't want to talk about it, and she's like, no, like, I'm gonna die. And she's like, you know, they might even hook you up. She's like, they'll give you another AI. They might even give you another Cortana model. And then like he just kind of doesn't respond. She goes, but you know it won't be me, right? And it's like,
she is sentient.
Yeah, because she's like, it's, you know, it'll look like me and sound like me, but it won't be me. And it's like,
it doesn't know what we went through.
And it's like this really like poignant thing. And like all through Halo 4, Jen Taylor, the voice of Cortana, is like knocking it out of the fucking park. And the voice of Master Chief is not quite stepping up to the plate in the same way.
This is in the game or in the show?
In the game.
Okay.
So,
but it's also like we can almost excuse it, or at least understand it, with Chief has never had to do more than like a sentence or two at a time. So a small amount of forgiveness because the story itself is good. Maybe. Yeah,
I was hoping for like a little bit more as time went on, and it just never came. And like, so personally, I kind of feel like the voice of Master Chief is more suited for like one-liners and everything, and that's okay. But then when like in later games they wanted to make the effort to humanize him somewhat, I feel that the actor struggles to do that. That said, now that there is going to be a television show where he is, you know, in theory front and center, the idea that like they want him to be voiced by someone else, I'm totally okay with, because like I don't think the show has to have the same voice for it to still be the same character. Like, I think that's silly.
It's a different medium.
Yeah, it's a different thing. They're literally saying it's a non-canon thing. I don't think they have to have all the same voices. And like, I want someone with a little more like fucking emotional breadth.
Honestly, they didn't get the voice actor for Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher. like they got Henry Cavill, but like then you go and you watch it and you're like, that's Geralt. Like,
yeah, like I don't think you have to have that same voice, and so it's I like I'm not mad about that. A lot of people are, I guess. I'm not. I think it was the right decision. But what then makes it weird is that they chose to keep Jen Taylor as the voice of Cortana. So it's this weird half measure of it's like, okay, I understand if you're like, we're telling a different story, so we're going to recast everyone and everyone's going to be their own voice. Cool.
But by keeping that, you're now like leaving one foot in, and it's like now it's weird to hear her voice and then his. And
like the facial model and like this, you know, obviously like in video games, like the face model is not modeled after Jen Taylor, but that's a game. No one is like, the whole thing is CGI and everything.
There are games that use actual like actor models, but like you know,
but
Halo,
you
would know that.
Halo doesn't and hasn't had to. I mean, they did with other characters, but with Cortana in particular, they didn't. They never wanted her to look like Jen Taylor. But to then have her have the voice, but then like if I can tell correctly from the trailer, and I may be misunderstanding this, but like Dr. Halsey is obviously her own character, but like Cortana is created from a Flash clone of Dr. Halsey's brain, which is why Cortana looks and sounds like Dr. Halsey.
Does Jen Taylor also voice Dr. Halsey?
Yes.
Okay. Because they sound exactly the same, right? Or is there like they age her?
They did when they were younger. So like in Halo Reach, when like, well, in earlier stuff and in Halo Reach to an extent, they sound quite similar, Cortana and Dr. Halsey. And then in later media where Dr. Halsey is supposed to be quite a bit older, Jen Taylor modifies her voice to sound older. So it's like you can still hear it's the same person and it makes sense. But Cortana, being ageless, sounds the same. Whereas like Dr. Halsey now sounds older. So like Jen Taylor does a good job of like managing that. And so then now in the Halo series, Dr. Halsey is being played by an actress. I'm not sure of her name. And she's voicing her, from what I can tell. The actress is using her own voice. And then...
because it's live action, right? She's not... like, she wouldn't be CGI'd or anything.
Yeah. And then they have Cortana, who looks like a slightly younger version of that actress. But rather than being voiced by that actress trying to sound a little younger... they're using Jen Taylor's voice on top of that
probably
actress.
Because they thought it would be like a selling point,
I guess. But then the other thing that gets me about Cortana,
I love this.
This is the last main point I have about this. The other thing that gets me about Cortana, and again, it was just a very brief, like little like pan over to her, like
that's all you need,
as
a
like
flash in the pan,
as like a tease reveal. She's not blue. She's human colored, and like. I understand, like, not wanting her necessarily to be, like, you know, Cortana, like, naked out there, like she does.
Looking like a great fairy from Legend of Zelda.
Right. Like, if you don't want to do that, that makes sense. I'm cool with that. I get that. Like, whatever. Like, it's a different medium. It's a different storytelling. I get that. But, like, she doesn't look anything like an AI. And she's not blue.
Like she's not, like, although she is humanoid or, like appears human, it's very distinct. Like, the whole, like, the big point, at least, as someone who... barely pays attention when I play these games, you know, the point is that like you always know whenever you see Cortana that she's not a person.
Yes.
But it's always it's this deeper, you know, they don't address it, I'm sure, till like 4, but like no, what is a person? What is humanity? Like, you know, like she's just as human as we are, even though she has no flesh, she has no bones, she is just AI. But like that is still intelligent life. That is still, you know, a person of some sort.
Yeah.
You know, what we would qualify as a person. And like, that's an important distinction because at the same time, you never see Chief, you just see a suit of armor. We all believe that there's a dude in there, but technically we don't really know up until a certain point. But like, you know, that like, to me, that's important for her to be blue. Or if she's not going to be blue, she is just, you know, like, cause it always made me feel like it's like blue Matrix Rain is how she appears.
Yeah. What's odd to me in that decision in particular is that with so many other things, they seem to be going so like true to the original vision of Halo. It doesn't feel like a departure visually. Like Chief looks like Chief, Battle Rifle looks like Battle Rifle. prophets. Well, you didn't really see the prophets, but you saw them like zoomed way far out, and it looked like them. Elites looked like themselves. High Charity looks like High Charity. Like they seem to be going. The Warthog looks like a Warthog. Like they're
Warthog is Warthog.
Yeah, show me your butt. They're maintaining the visual aesthetics, and so then to depart.
I'm just imagining a bunch of like Marines in the show, just like see a chief and go, "Show us your bottle." Do you poop in the soup?
So
it jerks them off, and they all go, "Yeah!"
God.
And then Johnson's just like, Battalion 141. What are you gonna do? Those rascals. Then they die immediately.
To have such a visual departure, specifically and seemingly only with AI, where like not every AI in Halo is blue, but they're all a color, and they're all like one color, like. And they use denote them as an AI,
like a brightness, like darker, shaded darker.
And like Cortana is blue, except for like when she kind of goes like blue and purple, and then versus like oh my God, what's her name? The one from Halo Wars 2. She was annoying. I didn't like her. She was orange. In Halo 5, the Roland is yellow. Like they've got a color. Everybody's got a color. That's just like a visual cue that shows you that like something's an AI. She's not a color. She's just a woman in a suit with like vaguely blue-ish hair.
Is she tall?
They only show you just like a little. You only see her from like clavicle up, because there's this moment where she just goes like, "Hello, Master Chief," and then
they just cut to her and it's like a close frame.
Yes.
So you don't know if she's small or if she's
and Cortana could show herself at different sizes as well over the series.
But like, does it sound like, I guess, did it show her like just like, I'm picturing like she's in a suit like in a fucking like plane hangar, like just standing there, like, no, she shouldn't be a person like that.
It's hard to tell. It didn't look like she was like on his arm or in his hand or anything. Like it looked like she was like standing there. Like you can't really tell the background, but like it's like a shot from like this up, and it literally like the screen kind of like goes dark for a second, and then you just sort of hear like, "Hello, Master Chief, I'm Cortana," and like it like snaps to her as she's saying like, "I'm Cortana," and it's like, no, you're not. You're the voice of Cortana, but you don't look like her. And so it's this weird,
like they changed everything, but they like by keeping the voice, it almost feels like it then like raised way more questions. Like,
yeah, I'm like, why did you keep that one voice and then that's like the one visual that you change? It was very odd to me. And I'm reserving judgment,
and like this
completely.
Could all just be on the trailer, and
she might
they
look
make
more
bad
blue.
trailers.
She might look more blue in the whole game, or like she doesn't, and they've changed other visual things that I just didn't pick up on yet. And so it's like, no, it's not just AI. It's like also they made this look different.
If there's enough complaints, they'll just rewrite it and change it, like they did the Sonic movie.
There you go.
Apparently, the Sonic movie is actually pretty fun.
I've heard it's pretty good.
I kind of want to see it because I also kind of want to see the second one that'll be coming out where Tails is introduced.
Yeah. And Knuckles. But like they look dumb, but they look like good fun dumb. So yeah. Anyway, that was my like too long rant about Halo. Is like excited but very concerned. But I'm reserving judgment, and I will be watching rapidly when it comes out on March 24th. Is it going to be dropped all at once, or are they going to do like a weekly? I don't know. It's probably going to be weekly, and I really hope it's not, but I know they're going to do that. They're going to do it weekly. Either weekly, or they do like kind of like what Disney Plus does, where they drop 3 episodes because it helps get the story bumping, and then it's weekly. But like you're invested. I would prefer that at least. Yeah, like give me a big taste. I would rather have that than just weekly. But like if I really had my way, I just want it dumped. But I understand a lot of people don't like that, and like for like the longevity of the series, it's probably better to not do that. But like my rat brain wants it that way, but it's fine. Now. But yeah, so like me and Josh have been like texting back and forth rapidly about this because he literally texted me and he's like, and Josh, Rabid Kingdom. Yes, he texted me and he's like, so how concerned are you after watching that trailer? And I was like, what trailer? And then he sent me the link and I was like, oh, I haven't seen it, so I'll have to watch it. It's not bad. A lot of it looks cool, but a lot of it also looks like we're gonna see how this goes. But on the whole, I'm just glad Halo's gonna be on TV. Yeah, fuck it, like no, it's a big win. And like even if it has problems and shit, I want it to do well because I want more Halo on TV. You can't keep it from me. No, but it's like even if like it's not a great first season or whatever, like I want it to get a second one. I know I've never read the books,
but I know the books are actually good.
They're really good, especially
it's a great story.
The earlier ones, like, and I only say that not because I think they got worse, but because I haven't read the more recent ones, so I can't speak to them. But like Fall of Reach, The Flood, First Strike, like they're good fucking books.
Well, because like,
and they make you care about the characters in a way that like the games don't always have the ability to.
Like portray. One thing that like is a weird touch point is the, like, when it comes to the older generations that don't play games.
So you.
Correct. Me at 30. No, you know what I mean? So like,
no, I know what you mean.
Like, you know, parents are like, oh, quit playing games. Like, why are you always just sitting there playing video games? And it's
right.
like, you know, like,
and then they go sit on their ass and watch sports for 5 hours.
Exactly.
Scream
but
at
like,
the screen like
you know,
it matters.
because if they can't see it, like they just know movies and TV and that's a story, or they know books are a story, but games, like, you're just wasting your time. When it's like, video games are this amazing way of not having to have real people acted out. Sometimes you do, but then like still bring these stories to life. Like, I will still argue that like in my top 5 games of all time, Witcher 3 is on there. Like that was a masterpiece of a game. I genuinely enjoyed it. Got every fucking achievement, and I you know, I could sit down and play it, you know, replay it over and over. It's great. It's wonderful. And like they, you know, there was books originally, and I have some of the books. I need to actually get to reading them. My list of books, everything's in progress. But like, to, you know, the problem is that there's and I'm not using this to like defend the creators of the show, but there is something where they can't just bank on you and Josh, so to speak, like that fan group, because it also has to be appealable. Because yes, like you know, you guys might love it or might hate it, but it's like, how does it go with everyone else? And so, you know, to someone who's never seen the game, they know their kid says something about it, or they just like, oh, there's this Halo, what is this? It could be interesting. Like, almost like if they don't know it's a video game, they'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
Like,
it legitimizes in some people's eyes.
Because you can do video game movies poorly. You can do them incredibly poorly. You can do shows incredibly poorly. You want to know who didn't? And I stand by this.
Super Mario Brothers.
Best movie of all time. No. League of Legends did Arcane and their first season, which they're coming out with the second season. Arcane is, in my opinion, borderline masterpiece. It's very tight. It's very good. They, like, Riot has a shit ton of money, and they very clearly used it. Yes, it's animated, so it's not live action, so there's that bit of a difference. But like, they promoted the crap out of it, as well as it's just really well done. And you could know nothing about League of Legends and still see this cool, interesting story that's just weird. Like, this world, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what, like, it's just so, like, there's all these little things. And then there's like me, who does play the game, which is, you know, it's a MOBA. If you happen to not know what it is, it's, you know, you pick a champion, you play on a lane and fight. There's not really story. There's every character has a lot of lore. There's a lot of events and story-based stuff. Like, a lot of the skins are events and stuff. There's a lot, like a deep, rich world to it, and they've been like expanding and, like, you know, working on making games. Like, they came out with a mobile version called Wild Rift, and I play that more than I play the normal game because it's like quick and easy and fun. But like, watching Arcane was super fucking cool because, like, Jinx is one of my favorite characters, and it's like really cool to see this like backstory of like a Tormented, because like in the game, you know that they're sisters and they have voice lines, but like that's it. But like, to see it like fleshed out and to see how she became this crazy person and like is tormented, and like a lot of like real real shit. It was really fucking cool. And like, that's an example of a show where it's a video game show that you could show to like our parents and they might actually like it. Yeah. Because you just don't want to tell them that it's a game. Like, that isn't, what does that mean? League of Legends? Like, don't worry about it. It's technically based from a game, but like, it's, you know, the art and stuff, they, you know, they make money, they, you know, world prizes and shit. And so like, it's really hard for companies to do that. And so like with Halo, you know, Halo is a cool premise because like, dads will love it. You're shooting aliens. That's like Starship Troopers, right? Yeah. Not really. No. But, you know, similar-esque energy. But like, if you're not going to make it look good, if you're not going to make it great, and that's where I'm like, your criticisms, or more so your stuff that you're weary about.
My reservations.
Because like, you know, I feel like you're pretty good. You tend to be pretty good about like, I will watch it and then like have like a final opinion of whether or not it's good, or you know, at least, you know, you can criticize episode by episode and that's fine too. But like, this is just a trailer, and people put out bad trailers all the time, or trailers that like, you know, and by putting out a trailer, like this is being like, I'm assuming this is the first like not teaser trailer, like first official.
This is the first full trailer, yeah.
That like, if there are criticisms, they still have small time, like little bits of time to maybe change things, or you know.
I mean, it's coming soon.
But like, if they could frame it differently in other trailers they release, that might be able to, when you eventually see it, it's the same problem, but like it's not as bad.
Well, it's also something where it's like something as minor as like Cortana not being blue, like they could fix that real fast. You could just put a little blue filter over her, and that could get solved.
But they better do it right, and it's not
not the whole screen just blue. I imagine they're not going to change it, and they're going to like, you know,
I hope that the blue hair is more prevalent then, at the very least.
Yeah, it was also darkly lit, so like it's a very quick shot. It's hard to make judgments. Other people look great, like Dr. Halsey. I think she looks great.
So this is all like, and like these are just initial reactions, right? Like you and Josh talking about, like it's not necessarily like that's not your belief.
No, I'm preserving like true judgment until I actually see the show like in action, because you know, like trailers can give you a lot, but they also can like not really give you an accurate representation of like what you're gonna see. Like there's something to be said about like, and it's different for every trailer. Like some trailers literally show you the best that the show has to offer, to the point where then you watch the show and it's like, that was it. That was everything.
You showed me all, why'd you show me the show in the trailer? Right.
Or is like a better trailer will like maybe show you like a couple really like, or just one maybe like big like big showpiece, so that way you're like, oh, this is what like we're at, this is the level we're talking. But like they won't just give you everything, so that way you can still be excited when the show is going
out of curiosity. So you mentioned how there was that big shot of like High Charity and whatnot, and that it looked really good.
Yes.
Do you think that if they should have ended the trailer with a you know hi, my name's Cortana, but it's black, it doesn't show her at all, it's like, what does Cortana look like? What is that? Do you think that would have been better, or do you think that would have been worse? That gave me tingles, but that also could be like, why didn't they show her?
Right. It would have been like good and bad. Like I wouldn't have minded if they hadn't showed her, just because like I would have been like, okay, so like not that I would expect her to look any different, but just like I'd be like, they know what they're doing, because like we all want to know what Cortana looks like.
Yeah. The artists are ready.
Yeah. So like I would have been cool with them not showing it, and them having showed it and now gotten backlash, but doing it in such a way that I don't know that they really have time to make serious changes. But like also most of her appearance, like I said, was fine in the sense that like you can't really see like much of her body at all, but she's clearly like wearing, like she looks like a person wearing like clothing, whereas like Cortana
is like
has always looked like she's just skin and like not like explicit.
Yeah, no, like it's almost like she's wearing a bodysuit.
Yeah, like everything is like smoothed and like you can't see anything. But like this is clearly like she is wearing clothing, which again, like I don't think is bad. And like later renditions of Cortana, they had her look like that. Like evil Cortana in Halo 5 is wearing like skin tight kind of like modeled kind of like armor, you know, to show that she's like bad now. Or like the Weapon, who is like the Halo Infinite equivalent of Cortana, is wearing like an actual like military garb.
Okay.
So like I have no problem with like Cortana looking like she's in clothing, because like I think that like works with the design aesthetic, and like from what little you can see, it looks cool. It looks like
we also don't know how she is in the show. Like it could be one of those where like it sucks that she's not blue, but like is that going to ruin the show for you?
I can't imagine it will. It's just that in particular stood out so much because it was like, why did you choose? I'd be curious to hear why they chose to change that specifically, when so much else they kept like down to like literally like elites. Like I would have fully expected them to like change the way elites look to try to make them look more scary or something, like Halo 4 and 5 did. Like, but they didn't. They really went like pretty true to like conventional Halo, like what the enemies look like, and I definitely would have expected them to change that.
Do they look good, or do they look
It's hard to tell. You don't really get to see many great shots.
But it's also, let's be honest too, like when you're trying to put, like you would think like, can't you just copy paste? But it's like that's not, it doesn't look, it's really hard to make CGI aliens look like they fit in our world because they're aliens.
Right. Like everyone like, you know, like falls back on, they're like, okay, but like the cinematics made by Blur. So like Blur is a company that did like the Halo 2 Anniversary cinematics and some of the other.
Okay.
I know they did Halo 2 Anniversary. I believe they also did some of the other more recent cinematics, Halo Wars 2. And like those look fucking incredible. But the entire thing is CGI. You know, like there's no real people in it.
Okay.
So there is a certain difference when it's like people are like, so why don't they just like hire Blur to do it? I'm like, because it's always going to be different if you're combining real.
If everything's rendered in Unreal Engine 5, then like it
looks great because it's all together. You know, like everything is
because you're also modeling the actor as well.
Yeah. So it's like it's always going to be different when like you're trying to combine actual live action footage, not like mocap, like just like legit, like here is a man in a Master Chief suit and I'm filming him as he is. And I'm not going to like, you know, detail over him. Like that's just what he's going to look like.
Yeah.
It's going to be different than when you like are doing that versus like a cinematic that is, even if it's mocapped, is completely CGI, you know? And so I don't think it looks bad, but I have concerns, and concerns that I can't possibly have alleviated until I see more of it, like, you know, in progress. Yeah,
but it sounds exciting regardless.
I am excited regardless because like I said, even if it's bad, I want it to then get a second season so it can become good. Yeah. Like so many of the shows that I love, the first season is fucking awful, you know?
Yeah.
Like Next Generation is one of my favorite shows. The first season, fucking horse shit. It should have got canceled. It was bad. It was real bad.
But it didn't because it's Star Trek.
Yeah. And it hung around and it got its footing and it's a good show. So it's like, even if it's bad, I just want it to be, I don't want people to like shit can it so much that like it loses any potential for a future.
Almost like want the fan base to just chill.
Like, guys, like let us have this. Like have constructive criticism, but don't like completely bomb the thing, which like good luck getting the internet to do that. But I'm hoping that like, you know, since the fandom has like wanted this for so long, that maybe they'll see a little bit past it.
Maybe.
Also, I'm a little bit concerned about the plot, which is hard to tell about the plot from like the thing.
Lay it on me. What are you picking up right now?
They seem to be leaning really hard into a notion that like Halo never really touched on. So like Halo like has had many different themes over the course of the different games and stuff, like hope versus hopelessness, you know, being human, what does that mean? Like all kinds of different like themes and stuff. A theme that they've never touched on and never cared to explore is, you know, they have like paid some lip service to the idea of like what was done to the Spartans being abducted as children and
like is wrong
and turned
it's morally wrong.
Is morally wrong. But if they hadn't, literally humanity would not have survived. Like
it's an ends justify the means.
Right. They play with that gray area a little bit.
Halo 4 touched on that, right? Is Halo 4 the one where you like in the beginning you'd see like Spartans?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that.
Halo 4 touched on it some.
That felt cool because we got to like look into the past a little bit.
Halo 4 leaned into it heavy through the perspective of Chief, and it kind of like they played that and then sort of mirrored that against like what was happening with Cortana, where like Cortana is becoming like as she's dying, Cortana is like becoming more human than she ever really was. And meanwhile, like Chief is getting like more and more distant from any human with every year that passes from any humanity that he ever had. And so like that was sort of like played with to the point where like Cortana literally has a line where she's like, tell me by the end of this, you'll figure out which of us is actually a machine, because like his life is gone, you know, like he never had one. All he is,
like, to him, he doesn't. It's not like it's just what's the next objective.
He's never had one.
Wake me up when you need me.
And at the end of Halo 4, like when Cortana has died, he has this scene where he's standing on the Infinity, and Lasky, who is like the captain, like walks up and they're talking about like how do you like, you know, move on from something like this, from like losing someone like that, from like, you know, everything, like it just keeps getting fucking worse. And Chief says, you know, like, well, you know, our job is like, you know, to protect humanity, like that's just what we do. And Lasky just kind of looks at him, he's like, yeah, but like we're humans too. Like you talk about humanity like you're something else. He's like, but you're not. Like we're fighting for humanity, like ourselves. Like we're not different from
like,
that.
What do you like? No one's ever asked him what he wants.
Right. And like Chief just doesn't really like, and he literally, and then Lasky says something along the lines of like, we're not machines, we're people. And so then like Chief, like it, like he says like, Cortana asked me that once or whatever after like Lasky walks away. But like, so it like plays with that idea of like the Chief has never had a meaningful life basically other than doing orders and everything.
Yeah.
This one, from like what little like they talk about, it seems like they're going to lean to the idea of like, how do you, like, we made a super soldier, well, lots of them, we made super soldiers, and it's like, how do we control them? What do we do if they ever decide they don't want to obey anymore? You made the pinnacle of human achievement, and now you're just hoping it's going to listen to you. So like, it's like,
are you the pinnacle of achievement?
Right.
To be telling them what to do?
Exactly. And so like, and that's sort of hinted at from the trailer that like, that's why they make Cortana, which is not how it works in the canon universe.
But would explain why they're like, it's not canon, but it's a way to...
It works. It's a take that like, I'm not disinterested in hearing, but I'll be interested to see how they handle it. Cause like Halo has never gone that direction. Like Chief's loyalty to humanity and the UNSC
never questioned,
has never wavered, and like in general no Spartans ever has in the which game lore. Like, they have had some in the non-game lore.
I wonder if they like, would that be cool to explore in the games? But at this point it's like Infinite was their chance, but like
I'm not really interested in exploring that in a game personally. And like, I'm also not,
because it probably wouldn't be, it would have to be resolved in that game, and like, it just feels like a blip at that point.
And I'm not interested in exploring that with Chief, because like in canon Chief anyway, I feel like it wouldn't make sense. It would feel kind of disingenuous. Like he has problems that like emotional like struggles that I wish they would delve more into, but like he's never expressed any sort of like real, you know, conflict with following his, you know, with like being a soldier and like following orders. Like he has his own moral compass. Like when the UNSC like through Captain Del Rio demands that like he give them Cortana, he fucking refuses. And so it's like that, I guess that one kind of hints this idea of like, well, no, he still will operate on his own where he like sees fit. But they've never really like pushed that boundary of like, what happens if like a Spartan decides that they don't want to live like this anymore.
Now, is that possible? The reason why he doesn't want to give her up to is like because of like it's a flaw that like via Halsey putting in a backdoor or whatever that like they imprint on Cortana.
Well, that's sort of like,
I don't know if that's actually what happens, but like that's kind of what my brain goes to.
It's hinted at that like Cortana is clearly like his weakness, and that never really gets exploited per se by like an enemy, but that it does impact things really badly down the line. Like
that's why we go to Gravemind, right? In Halo 3.
Well, we also had to we had to get the activation index from her.
Oh, okay.
But like in Halo Infinite, like without getting too far into like spoilers or anything,
I need to
like,
just download the fucking game and play it.
It's good. Like Chief, you know, talks, he gets like, I guess as close to a breakdown as he ever could, which is not particularly close.
He sits for a moment and you're like, oh fuck, shit's real.
Because like, again, like iconic voice, but the acting is a little bit flat in this scene. And he like he's talking about the like his, I don't want to say like devotion, but not in like a romantic way, but just like his commitment to Cortana like basically blinded him and like caused him to not react fast enough the way that he should have, and basically like spare her life after she had gone evil. And in doing so, it allowed her to do horrible things before they could like stop her fast enough. And so like it's explored slightly that like Cortana was his weakness, but not one that's exploited by enemies per se, just one that comes to be a problem. But yeah, so in this trailer, it's implied that like Halsey's way of like maintaining control over Chief is to give him Cortana, which is an interesting take if you think about it in terms of like what I was just talking about with like, you know, like Cortana is like, he becomes like so committed to her or whatever.
That but like she can trump humanity.
Right. But
which is funny that we put the fate of humanity in an AI.
Yeah. And then, but even that is also flipped on its own head, because like in Halo 4, when she's dying and she's like fighting the didact. The didact is literally like, why are you doing this for humanity? Like, humanity doesn't fucking care about you or whatever. And she's like, I don't care. She says like, I'm not doing it for humanity. I'm doing it for him. So like everything she's doing is for him. She doesn't at this point.
And he's supposedly doing everything for humanity. It's like, because he cares about humanity, I do.
Right. And so it's like, it
is the best love story, but like a non-romantic love.
Yeah. Like a very just deep, you know, like genuine love for each other, which is
a trope in general that I think should be explored more often. Like, you can have love that's not
deep
romantic.
non-romantic love. Yeah.
And in particular in media, like obviously, like, you know, because you could do it in common era media, it's, you know, two guys and like, you know, their bond, you would never call it love, and it's like, okay, cool, yeah, because then it's gay, and God forbid. But I mean, like, a male and female leads, that it's not a romantic thing, right? And it's not almost will they, no jokes, like, no, that's never part of it.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how they take it in that direction, because like that inherently seems like not a. I don't see how giving him Cortana like forces the hand of like that's how we'll control him, is through Cortana. I'm like, so then are you going to go the extra step to clarify that like you have a much tighter control over Cortana than you did in the games and stuff? Because in the games, in the canon universe, like they make Cortana and she's like, she has a certain built-in loyalty to the UNSC that's like inescapable as a part of her programming, but like they don't have any, like they don't exercise any direct control over her. Like she's not like constantly in communication with Halsey or something. She is her own entity who just helps Chief and like wants to help humanity, but like she's not, you know, she's conditioned just as much as Chief is. And so like you're pairing two people which, like, you know, either one of their conditioning could fail. Like you're not making yourself a safety net there.
Well, how could you?
Right. Like literally, unless you like, if Cortana was literally just a mouthpiece for like the UNSC and they had control of her at all times and she was just like being literally like remotely controlled, like then yeah, like you could force his hand basically by being like, you're now bonded to this thing that is unwaveringly devoted to what exactly we want. But like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they go with that. It's not the direction I necessarily would have taken Halo, but that doesn't mean it's bad. So we'll see. I don't know. Yeah. That was a very long rant.
No, it's like fascinating. like I'm at the edge of I'm fully in my seat. Like it's interesting. Well, I guess, to just make this a full video game episode at this point, because we have quite a few packages, and we got to go over the results. Is I'm going to touch on one last thing, which is Pokemon Legends Arceus, best Pokemon game I've ever played, hands down.
Hell yeah!
Because they don't pull punches.
Okay. So
one thing that fans, and more so like adult fans, have wanted, people that have played these games forever, they get mad at how hand-holdy and easy the games can be. Like, how come the gym leaders, like, the gym leaders should be stronger, they should care about type advantages, they should be smarter, they should be, it's like, it's for kids,
right?
They're rated E for everyone, and like that's fine. And so there are some like ROM hacks and fan-made games like Pokemon Uranium. There's other ones too. Like I did that Team Rocket one, which had some like deep stuff to it and got a bit real, but like that's kind of more for fun. Like, but then a lot of times people will make like, well, we're gonna make like an edgy, dark, like adult one where it's like there's like killing and then like SA and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not necessary,
right? Like
that's just like weird. Like I would argue like it would be cool to have a more like adult game, or just more like more realistic, as if like Pokemon were real. And so very mild spoilers for like the beginning of this game, because I just got to the point where I just learned what sin was. But no, like I just got to the point where like you've done like the first area, and then you got to the second checkpoint, dealt with the first boss, and it took me about like 6 hours, but not like actively. I was dicking around catching random shit and like getting resources, because it's like Breath of the Wild kind of. And the game is now like kind of opened up where I'm not having to going from one thing to the next. I have a little bit of what I can do, but you kind of gotta just stick to it. Now it's like, cool, now you can kind of go play. Mm-hmm. The premise of the game is you're 15. They state that. Just a kid with a cell phone, and you suddenly get like woomed through a portal, and these lights are talking to you. You know it's Arceus, like who is canonically like the god of all Pokemon. And in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and the remakes, and this game as well, there's these like plates that you can get. Because the interesting thing about Arceus is it's a normal type Pokemon, and you can get like
a plate can make him any type.
Yeah,
right?
So like if you find a mind plate, you can have him hold it, and he's now a psychic type. Exactly. So there's one for all the different types. It's really cool.
And his little like things.
Yeah,
change
his
color,
rings
right?
will change color. So basically, you like get sucked to this portal, and he's telling you like sending you to the past or to this world, whatever, because whatever, and like. So you get dumped here, and I'm not entirely certain if it's necessarily the past or what, but it's like there's 3 factions. There's the Pearl Clan, who believe that Sinnoh, who is God, like which is the region that you would play in Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
And there's lots of references where there's characters that look like characters from Diamond and Pearl. Like you work for the Galactic team, which are the bad guys in the regular games, but in this game, like they're not. Like you're just like they're a force. Like you show up, the professor looks like a dumbass, and he's like, oh, these 3 Pokemon, like oh god, like it's all crazy. You just go and just throw Pokeballs. You just catch all 3 of them, and they're like, you just walked up to them unafraid and just caught 3. Like no one's ever done that. And they just invented Pokeballs, which are like you use acorns, apricorns, which is really cool callback to Gold and Silver, where you could use apricots to like make your own custom Pokeballs, but like there's different types.
Yeah.
And that's how they used to be made. And so like everyone's like, holy fuck, like you're crazy. You're like, yeah, like I know Pokemon, like yeah. And I have like my cell phone. Well, then you get like a beep beep because like Arceus is talking to you, God or whatever, Sinnoh.
Beep beep, God's calling.
Literally, you have the Arc phone because it's like I'm assuming his spirit is part of the phone, and it's your Sheikah Slate.
Okay.
To make it like so it's your map and everything. And the menuing with the controller is weird. I will fully admit, like I'm still getting used to it. I'm just getting more comfortable, like remembering like you don't hit start, like. Up for this, down for Pokédex. It gives you a real reason to fill out the Pokédex. Like you like straight up, like you can get hit. Like when you're battling, you can run around. And like if a Pokemon like is targeting you, the way to initiate a battle is you throw one of your Pokemon out at them. But they could just start attacking you and like you can die. Yeah. Oh, all right. Gross. No, like I just like coughed like phlegm onto my lip. Oh. Which I guess you couldn't see, so it's fine.
I didn't see you.
But literally like you like catch these 3 and they like don't believe you. Like the professor's like, oh my god, they did. And they're like, we'll see if you remember. We'll let you stay here tonight in our town. In like a Jubilife town or whatever, or village. But you will do a trial tomorrow. And if you fail, then you will be no longer welcome in the village. And you will have to go fend for yourself. And if you die, you die. And they straight up say like if you like more or less if you die, you die. They say the word death. Like it is real. Like people like are terrified of Pokemon. Like they tend to not like you have one partner Pokemon. Like at one point your companion, like the other, if you play as a girl, it's the boy Ray, or it's the girl Akari, are like, your rival-esque. And they're like, I only, having one partner Pokemon is like the most that typically people can handle. And that's even then if you're courageous enough to do it. Like he's dealing with PTSD in the beginning from like getting shocked by like fighting a Shinx, because like they'll fucking chase you and they'll attack you. Yeah. And like if you black out, you'll lose some of your items and shit. Like it's a really cool like no, like you can get hurt. Like this is like now the way that we play these Pokemon games where we have cities and stuff, we live in harmony with all of them. Yeah. So anyway, so there's like this the Pearl Clan, which is all about space, which is a fun reference to Palkia, because like they're like there's 2 different no, Sinnoh in the Diamond Clan's like Sinnoh is about time, and then the guy's like I don't have time for this, and it's like lots of time puns. It's a good time, and like they like they're all about being efficient with time versus like the vastness of space. And like wardens, like there's a warden of the Pearl Clan, Cleavor, mild spoiler, like that's the first boss, and like he fucking almost killed me. Like it felt like Dark Souls in Pokemon because you like dodge roll and shit.
Yeah.
And you're throwing his favorite food out of him that you guys mashed into a ball to try to like get him to calm down and shit.
Yeah.
But like the reason for the Pokedex is that like they have some information, but like keep catching them, keep, you know, sneak, you know, if you crouch, you can get them from unawares, you can get them from behind, you can like, you know, see if they use different moves, and it's like getting real actual information in the Pokedex.
Yeah.
And some people will like go like a side quest of like, hey, I want to know what's going on with this Starly. What do they look like? You know, what like when you hit level 10 in your research for it, let me know. I let her know, and she's like, oh wow, there's a difference between male and female. It's like a forehead size thing. It's like, that's cool. And then we're like, you want to see one? And she's like, yeah, if you have one, you put one out. And she's like, oh, like, because people are like, why would I go walk up to this thing? It could just attack me. Like, It's like going up. Why would you go up to a wolf?
Right.
And so like, it's
because is this the first one where like the Pokemon can actually attack you?
Yeah.
Like not your Pokemon. They will go after you.
Yeah. That's what I meant when I'm like, they're like chasing you. Like,
yeah.
You have to choose to initiate a battle. And like, the battles aren't like set turn. There's like a speed thing. And so you can have like, you can see the turn order. And by using different moves, and you can do like, you can spend more power points to use the move, to do it like agile, which will make it like faster and let you have your next attack come sooner, or like strong, where you'll do a little bit more damage, but you'll be a little bit slower. And like, there's like alpha Pokemon where their eyes are glowing red, and they're like insanely like leveled. Like I'm in a level area where they're all like level 3, level 6. And then it's like, oh yeah, here's this barrel that's pissed, level 40. And you're like, oh, you could try to kill it, try to catch it and whatnot. Yeah. And if you do, it'll know a move that it normally doesn't know, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like the moves system is really sick, because normally like you've played you played Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah.
So like when you learn a new move, if you already have 4, you have to either choose not to learn it or replace a move.
Yeah.
With this, you can adjust your moves on the fly in the menu, because you basically have a set of like, you've learned a new move. And once you have over 4, you can swap them in and out, which makes more sense canonically.
Yeah.
Like it feels.
It wouldn't literally forget.
Yeah. It,
the
like,
move.
You know, like don't know what to do.
I never know how to go Ubajabe.
Never Ubajabe. It's really cool. The amount of references to Diamond and Pearl. Like I got like the odd keystone for Spiritomb. It's like there's 109, you know, of these like will-o-wisp things and like little stuff. And then there's like fun stuff. Like the side quest that broke me was like, these 3 Bidoof just came in here and they're like chewing shit up in the village. Help us find them, and like have a Bidoof in your party so that it won't freak out when you see it, and then I'll come in and catch it. You know, you're one of the guards, and you're like, okay, cool. I couldn't find this last Bidoof, and I spent like 30 minutes running around. Finally Googled it, and when I Googled it, I was literally standing like 3 feet from where it was. I just like didn't think to like look, because it's brown. It all blends in, but it's fun. And like the, you know, your research stuff is like kind of like Monster Hunter, where you go out into like the area where there's Pokemon and whatnot outside of the city, and like you can go do whatever, and at any point you can go like, you know, all the stuff you're catching, all the materials you're picking up, the ways you're interacting with Pokemon. Like the Pokemon don't automatically evolve. It's just that once they hit the level that they can, it'll just say, hey, can't evolve. And then you can just go into your menu and evolve it right there. And then you can go back to a base camp. You can talk to the professor and get like, and you know, hey, here's like, we're updating the Pokedex, and like, we're writing everything down, and like based on new Pokemon, the number you caught, different stuff, you get like a payout, and you can raise your rank. Like I just hit 3 stars. Like I'm at rank 3, I believe, out of like 10 or 15, something like that. It's really cool. It's just like so cool.
That sounds cool.
I'm so excited because I haven't got to the point. The only new Pokemon or new form that I've seen is the Cleaver boss, which was in all the trailers. And like the Weirdeer, which is like, because like running around everywhere sucks. You get a flute, and the notes, the little tune that you play on the flute is when you play Diamond and Pearl, and the remake as well, when it's at like the screen, like Pokemon Diamond version and it's thing, and you hit A so that you can go select your game, and it goes like doo-doo-doo. And it's kind of like, it's all quiet just except for that. It's a little haunting. That's the tune. You play that twice, and the Weirdeer will come and like you ride him, and you know it's. Is
that the Stantler?
Stantler evolution?
Yeah.
Yes, and like so, it's like a cool way of using the ride Pokemon, and you can like use it, and you can jump over it. You know, copying Elden Ring with the horse, clearly. But it's so cool, and like I feel like a kid again. You know, it's been happening a lot recently, but like genuinely in the sense of like, this is interesting, this is cool. I've like been like when I've rated a couple of people, like I got one spoiler because we rated off. Off likes bubble tea on Twitch. Go follow him. And like so I know that there's a spoilers. There's an Ursa ring, either evolution or variant from Teddy Ursa, and then like the bear, which like looks cool. And I think I'm in the area where I'm gonna be able to do that, so that's kind of cool.
Okay.
And I also, in my own way of growing as a streamer, as like I tend to, if I start a game on stream, I will only play it on stream. But I'm like,
you don't have to.
I've come to the point where I'm not playing games off stream, and it's bothering me because there's no one telling me I can't. It's just me. But I'm like, I don't want to play this game, so I'm like, well, I want to like level up and evolve and do stuff. I'm like, I won't progress the story any further because I think it's fun to just do that. Like you can see because then everyone can see my reaction to it, and it's fun and whatnot. But like, so I was supposed to be working and half-ass working. I'm like running around and I'm like, boo, 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 boo. And it's like, oh shit, fighting this guy. Like nothing's crazier than fucking you're just running around, and then there's like a red-eyed alpha Cricketune going, and he's just like, I'm kicking your ass. And then he almost wipes my team because
Cricketune.
Cricketune. And like the box is there's a pasture in town. So all the Pokemon you catch are there. And then like there was one lady who's like, I need help like breaking up these pots and stuff, or I need something heavy that can also lift with these pots.
Geo.
Can you you're like, I can get you a Geodude. So it's like, I only had one Geodude, which was actually the one I was about to evolve into Graveler. And I was like, I just want to turn in this quest. So I'm like, do you want to give it? Because like you just give it to him. But it's like you're introducing to these people in this village, like working with Pokemon. You can
have a communal relationship.
Yeah. It's really cool. It is the adult game, quote unquote. Like it is a realistic Pokemon game because of the nature of it being set back in time. Because there's like a giant space rift over the volcano that you see at any point. Yeah. Like it's over some mountain that you can't like get to yet, at least. But like people will reference it. There's a giant thing, and like apparently you fell out of it and washed up on the beach, and that's where the professor found you. And they're like, you're like, I don't know. They don't explore the existential crisis of being, isekai, I guess is the phrase, is the term in anime where you get dumped into an alternate world.
Oh yeah.
Fish out of water sort of thing. Yeah. You don't deal with like the existential crisis that comes with it.
We don't have time
but it's fun. No. But it's fun, and you get like your like research, and you earn it, and you're like, fuck yeah, it's fun. Yeah. And I am so excited to keep playing it to the point where like once I'm done with it, I'm like, you should play it because I think you would like it.
It sounds great. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, like to be able like the amount of choices you get, where like because the Pokemon are just chilling out in the overworld, and apparently there are shinies, and I'm like, good to know. You're like, oh, I can go crouch in the grass, wait until this thing turns around, and then throw a Pokeball at it, and you actually have to aim, and throw it. Or you can go, you can, while you're locked onto it, you can hit down, open up your Pokédex for that Pokemon, because, rank 10 is the max for it. You're like, ooh, I need to catch more of these. Or, ooh, I need it to use Poison Sting so that I can get it to like that. It's an easy level. So you're like, I'll start a battle with it by just chucking one of my Pokemon at it, and hopefully it'll use it. Like, really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And like, you craft all of your Pokeballs, you craft all of your items and whatnot. And it's just a lot of fun. And I highly, highly recommend it. And I'm sure there's people that are criticizing it and hating the shit out of it. And I say, good for you. Enjoy what you want. Go fuck yourself. Big bomb.
Hell yeah. No, it sounds cool.
It's not like, it's not Cortana. I mean, you're not blue.
Neither is the one in Halo Paramount Plus. Just kidding.
You're right. But okay, well, fuck, we went a bit.
We did that.
It was a game. We got our gaming episode.
Although oddly enough, talking about completely different gaming stuff.
Yeah.
Than the last episode.
Than the last episode, but this was the exact same energy though.
Yes.
More or less.
Mostly.
Because we talked about boss design, but it was more general than less focused. Yeah.
And now it's time to talk about gaming news. So about that Sony acquisition. I'm just kidding. I don't actually want to talk about that.
I don't have anything to say. I think cool. They said that for Destiny there isn't going to be any exclusives, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, they said for Witch Queen there won't be any exclusives.
Oh, that's what they said?
Yeah.
Now I understand. So we'll now I understand why there was a lot of videos about it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. My only thought is like, so in 10 years, are they gonna like go solo again, and then 5 years later get bought by Nintendo, so they can say that they were owned by all big three?
They collected the rings.
No, but I'm not really worried about it. I think it'll be fine. I don't care.
Yeah. Who you?
It's just.
So we're gonna use it as because it is the segment. Even though I asked the question last week, it's time for question time. Question time. I know what it is.
He does.
So don't ask.
Stop it.
Although, what would they ask if they needed to?
I don't know.
You know, I don't know. What is it?
What?
So last week, in a anime-infused frenzy.
Yeah.
Are you excited? Fucking bitch. I asked you guys. I gave you guys the prompt that we were dropped into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that we were each given a stand, and what would they be and their powers be? I understand that this is a bit of a tall task, as I got multiple comments and DMs saying I had to watch a goddamn 10-minute video, Steph, which in all fairness, I would issue a retraction that like all we did was laugh at their question last week. Steph's question of like the Steph OS 7s.
Oh, yeah.
But then I thought, nah, it was funny. So we ended up, thank you so much, Sin, for compiling all of these. We, got all of them, and then we went through them. And Sin,
I have to stop saying that.
Senpai. And then we went together, we went over these, or I went over them and kind of like, we picked a handful of them so that we wouldn't be here for, 3 hours. And yeah, and then just so we're up clear, no prompt this week, so your choice. If you want to ask questions, go ahead. If you don't, that's fine too. Leave a comment regardless. Break up your comment into multiple ones. That's engagement, baby.
Engage.
Tell a friend about this and have them comment. That's good.
Tell a foe about this.
You're right. Share the one TikTok. Why aren't you reposting it, huh? ABP, baby.
Where are the likes?
I can't be posting more content until we have 500 followers on TikTok. That's not true. I need to be posting more. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 that I have chosen.
Okay.
Netherworld Denny's.
Disclaimer also. I have not read these, and I know very little about JoJo and stands as a concept. So I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this one.
On that note, I'm going to do this in 2 sentences. A stand is a manifestation of someone's will and or life energy that tends to have an ability of some sort, typically that's activated in certain ways. For a slightly deeper thing, some people are born with it naturally, and some people are able to be given one due to a virus on a meteorite that's shaped into arrowheads.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
But at the same time, it also goes through bloodlines. It gets retconned all the time. Don't worry. Also, apparently in Steel Ball Run, Dio is also a dinosaur.
What kind of dinosaur?
It's like a little velociraptor called Scary Monsters.
Typical.
I mean, he looks cool. On his tail, it says Dio.
Work.
Like in his stripes. I'll show you a picture. It's cool. I'm actually going to read the manga for Steel Ball Run. I decided, I can't. It's the alternate timeline where President Funny Valentine starts a horse race for $1 million in the 1880s. Mm-hmm. And Spin is introduced, which I don't know what
is it a play on Cannonball Run?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
They're looking for the parts of Jesus Christ. Because Jesus is technically a JoJo, but it's...
Yeah, that's a little different than Cannonball Run.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Netherworld Denny's said, so essentially, the only other thing is that outside of Stardust Crusaders, stands are typically named after either a band or song, and their abilities are then like further extensions of that.
So like there could be a stand called like We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yes.
And it makes
fires.
Water.
Yes, similar energy. Although, who's the band that does that?
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. It would probably be the stand Billy Joel with, We Didn't Start the Fire.
Okay.
Because, there's Killer Queen, or we just turn into our deadly. You turn into Deadly Queen.
Yes.
Who has bites the dust as an ability.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Like lots of musical references. There's Oingo Boingo. People don't like Oingo Boingo.
Wait, and so in that picture where is your stand like looks like someone?
No,
not like someone, but like does your stand like have like a visual component?
If you are strong enough, you will have your stand manifest physically.
So like my stand would be named Billy Joel, and it would do a power that was called We Didn't Start the Fire.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yes. So, for example, Joe Kujo, Hey Bitch, has Star Platinum, who's like purple and like big and ripped, has like a headband and shit. Kind of looks like Jonathan in my theories. Is incredibly powerful and precise. Has a range of about 2 meters, which is considered a very close range stand. And spoilers for Stardust Crusaders that came out, 15 years ago. Does have the ability called the World, which can stop time.
Okay.
For up to, I think he can do it up to maybe 5 seconds, but most of the time it's typically like 2 seconds, where time is stopped and he can move freely.
Okay.
It's cool. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. So like a lot of times stand battles are you're dealing with the other person's ability, and then sometimes the stand manifests, and sometimes you're fighting and dealing with the stand.
Okay.
Typically you will talk through your stand when stands talk, but some stands do also speak on their own. It all just depends on what's cool.
Okay.
So, and in the American versions, or like in English, when they dub it and the subtitles for it, they, due to copyright issues with US law, a lot of the names are changed slightly.
Right.
So there, you'll see. So Denny said for Odie's stand, it's called the Feels, and its power is explaining. It's used in combat to explain why his opponent has already lost, which is a very JoJo thing. All you have to do is say that you've already lost. For Eric's stand, it's called Wake Up Call. And it's got super speed and strength. But since Eric has absolutely no interest in fighting other stand users, he just uses them to do menial chores around the house so he doesn't have to. I like, these are good. I'm going to save Steph's for last.
Okay.
Jen Never Says Die. Odie's stand, simple and clean. Name inspiration. Utada Hikaru is a cat-shaped stand, gotta represent Zuki, that acts as a morale boost to the user and their companions. Has the ability to move like a liquid and jaws that are strong enough to bite through metal and bone. Bite with his whole mouth. Eric, stand name, Grand Theft Autumn.
Okay.
Inspiration Fall Out Boy, similar to Harvest. For a brief amount of context, Harvest was a stand used by Shigechi where it was actually thousands of these tiny little like scarab beetles that could go find loose change and like hold it in them like anything circular. So this kid would use it because he was a kid. He would go use it to go like grab change from underneath machines and shit, and like he just had a shit ton of money. He's a greedy little fuck. So similar to Harvest, multiple mini stands that go out into the world and collect loose change and bills people have dropped and bring them back to the user. If they come across damaged currency, even if it's just a torn corner, they can repair it, making it usable again. And
utility.
So, very cool. So that's also like a long range stand where like they kind of are like autonomous. They can go do it without having to think. It's that passive income, baby.
Me getting money.
Yeah. Loop's 13th Fae. Odie's stand is In the Bend, a take on In the End by Linkin Park. It allows you to make fart noises from the bend of your arm and send a shockwave out to knock enemies off their feet. A mood. Eric's stand is Fleetwood Smack. Fleetwood Mac. A baton made out of quarters that when you smack someone with it, it sends them into the stratosphere. Note, you could also take the quarters out to use them as actual money, and the baton will regenerate them. I'm assuming too that like it'd be to make it more like correct to stands is that like the stand can take the shape of that like as a like it'd be a utility, which isn't used too often to give them a weapon. Not that I've ever seen up to this point, but is a cool concept. Jemmy Rose 78 said Odie's stand, Royal Smole. A knight who snaps ankles and breaks kneecaps, allowing the short king to look down on any enemy. Can only be summoned when Odie stomps his foot, tantrum style, and says, "No fair." Be like, "No fair," and then just Okay. Also, apparently, everybody needs to communicate with me today, which is just my mom texting me 8 times about a Harry Potter closet. I don't want to know. I don't care. Eric's stand, Shiny Twain, a passenger train, steam-powered, of course, that traps his opponents and speeds away to Sodor.
The island of Sodor.
Where they are bricked up inside a wall, can only be summoned when Eric pantomimes pulling a train whistle while yelling "choo-choo all aboard."
Hell yeah. Put them in that tunnel with Henry Beach.
Rebecca. Odie's stand name, Deliverance. Ability allows you to bring instant karma to those you choose. No one's safe. Activation. Activated by getting your food order right. Rare, but could be good.
Could happen.
Eric's stand name, Manipulation.
Okay.
Metal manipulation.
Okay.
As a portmanteau. Ability allows you to manipulate metal in any way you want, especially helpful for those metal earth kits. Activation. Activated by doing a load of laundry.
I didn't come here for reads.
Rebecca, that was a bit of a monkey's paw, but I love it.
I didn't come here for a read.
We're all
didn't say how big of a load of laundry it had to be. It could just be, I'm going to wash a couple socks.
I'm a little load boy. Smitty the Scribbler. Odie's stand, originally named Blackout, but changed to Dead Air over copyright issues, which I thought was a nice touch.
Okay.
Odie's stand is a tall and armored humanoid with features resembling that of a black feline.
Okay.
Its eyes are also similar to a feline's, horizontally slitted pupils, with the exception of the irises. Instead of a green or yellow color, the irises mimic the static of a dead television channel, which I'm like, that's cool. It wields a lock sword, in parentheses, what's a keyblade? Which is essential to the use of its power. Abilities: it disrupts electrical conductivity and isolates electricity-dependent mechanisms from their electrical source, affecting anything electrical, like cars, phones, lights. This includes the human brain, but that only happens once in a dark episode and is never spoken of again, which is absolutely in line with anime shit. Like, they do one weird thing and
we don't talk about it again.
Fucking Nico Robin one time puts eyes on her arm and people don't like it.
And then everyone's always going to reference it in fan fiction, even though they don't touch it anymore in canon.
Yeah, well, they don't do it because people got uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's like, boohoo, it's cool. The only downside is the stand has developed a mind of its own and will sometimes disrupt things Odie isn't fighting, i.e. a stream. Eric's stand, originally named Crazy Train, but changed to Wild Locomotive over copyright issues.
Honestly, a better name.
Eric's stand takes the form of a model train that alternates between pastel girl colors. Despite its size, it behaves like a normal full-size train and appears to run on coal, billowing smoke from its smokestack. Abilities: its tracks do not obey the laws of physics and can run anywhere in 3D space, up walls, through the air. Appearing wherever they are needed, it can even summon interdimensional tunnels, which allow it to travel great distances quickly without being observed. Its usefulness is in the fact that Eric can ride the train as it miniaturizes him to fit inside.
My dream.
Which, that's really cool.
To ride in a Lionel train is my dream.
To be small. You don't want to ride a real one. You
no,
want to ride a model one.
I want to be small in the Lionel girls train.
You want... Galley Winter. Eric's stand is Shinedown. Ability is Simple Man.
Okay.
It causes the target to be unable to access their own stand for the next 3 minutes, but it requires physical proximity to the target in order to activate and maintain. Which is a cool... You're like, I don't like this, so we're not having any.
We're not having any of that.
Odie's stand is Bowling for Soup, which I love it. Ability is Shut Up and Smile. It distracts the target for the next 4 minutes, causing them to be unable to focus mentally on anything happening around them. The target also cannot recall events of that 4 minutes later, which is a great read on, I will say something, and the chat delay of 15 seconds, and they go, like, why? What did I say?
What happened?
Who was this? And Steph, I did leave yours for last because we did you dirty last week. Odie's stand is, in parentheses, it's KDA with KD in parentheses. It's KDA, I believe. Or maybe this is the way it's broken up. KDA, affectionately known as Kitty A, is a natural humanoid pop star with a rotating arsenal of 4 different settings. Hydrate, which controls water, stretch, limb extension, dab, meme generation, and EEE, sonal attack. These settings are determined by a roll of a D4 that serves as Kitty A's exposed ribcage. Cost: Odie must swallow a second bite of flavor-boosted craft dinner, KD. Kitty A will remain active as long as he can keep that bite down.
So we don't get to see Kitty A much.
Not often. But if I'm in a bind, Eric Stand, Jesse's Girl Train.
Yes!
An artificial humanoid pastel hot mess resembling Harley Quinn as cosplays by an anthro locomotive.
Yes.
Jesse's Girl Train, nicknamed Rick, has the switch track ability. You're going to love this.
I'm ready. I already love it.
Rick's tracksuit activates and allows Eric to craft a flawless... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's the switch track ability. When encountering anything that could be categorized as a trolley problem or adjacent, Rick's tracksuit activates and allows Eric to craft a flawless third option and evade the dilemma completely. Cost: for every hour Rick is active, Eric must have consumed an hour of new media.
No.
Which I thought was really great.
That was great.
Those were all really awesome. And all the other ones that we didn't read, I did go and read through all of them, and they were all good and funny too. And I thought those were all just really cool and like well thought out, give a good understanding of them. And like yours are pretty cool. Mine were cool.
Yours are cool too.
Did you see what Sin sent us that Ion had made?
Yes.
So Ion did not submit a comment. They submitted an image, which I don't know if they want us to share publicly or not.
Yes.
Since it was like over DMs, but it was really cool and
very
explained
cool.
the abilities, and it was a cool visual. So thank you guys so much. A fun little time. Realized after the fact that like if you don't know what it is, then it's hard to understand.
Yeah.
But hopefully
the barrier to entry is very high, but like it's really cool.
Yeah. Now you probably have a better understanding a little bit because like all of those were pretty much like on point. So hell yeah. That's been quick wit.
Jesse's Girl Train.
I knew the name would get you.
Good.
I had to save that one for last.
It's a combination of 2 of my favorite things.
Jesse's Girl and Trains.
And Train. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So, here we go. So we got, like 5 packages today. Yes. So we should transition into package time. Package time with the boys. Ow! Here we go. Star power. Star power. Here we go. All right.
It's not going.
It's not going. Alrighty. So we have a few of them, and some of them have said some stuff versus not. I actually have to pee really, really fast.
Cool.
So we will do. This is from Ray Atkinson.
Ray Atkinson. Am I supposed to open it or vamp?
Your choice.
I'll
really fast.
I'll vamp. Whilst you.
We got 5 of them, so you know.
Hey guys, it's your boy Eric. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I'm excited about Halo, but I'm worried about Halo. I really hope it's good. I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I'm gonna find out if I like it. And you know, I'm invested if I'm willing to consume new media. Like, you know, they got me down bad with this, because especially if this show is weekly, and I fucking hate weekly anything. I can't fucking stand it. I don't want to sit around week to week. I can't be doing all that. Nearly complete. I fixed the toilet.
Oh, one last thing, real quick, just as to make sure it's all there. Mm-hmm. The other thing is that with stands are only visible to other stand users, mm-hmm. and so to normal people, it would just look like 2 people are like either just staring at each other or like ESP, like telekinesis sort of. Mm-hmm. Because they can interact, some can interact with the real world, and whatnot. So, like, you know, you could use your stand to push a button that's just out of your reach, but within your range. So that's another like visual. Because I realized I never showed you what any of them really look like, so it's like hard to think about. But anyway,
okay, yeah.
Sorry. I'm not sorry for that. What's up?
Ray Atkinson
Asked.
Asked, no. Open this box.
Open this box. Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay. Can be read aloud.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I typically will go and DM if you're on Discord, I will DM you when I get packages on the day, like on Tuesdays, if we can read stuff out loud. If you do send us stuff and you do not want it or do want it read out loud, that is a great way to do that, is to like mention that we can or can't. Because like I don't want to read something if you meant it to be more personal and whatnot, like, you know, put you on blast and whatnot, and you know, there's always the choice. So anyway,
we've got I regret nothing.
Pancakes.
Pancake.
There's a stand name where the English translation is flaccid pancake. Anyway, keep going.
I see your uncircumcised moosh moosh, and I raise you with a squishmallow that got dat stank.
What?
I imagine we'll see what that means in a minute.
Oh, now that I'm looking at the bags, they say
squishmallow.
Squishmallow. How interesting.
I may have had
comment.
Are you trying to supersede my child?
They might.
I may have had some doubt when I clicked on the Harley Quinn and Joka baby thumbnail, but I honestly regret nothing, and the joy and hot girl problems, we have them too, that came shortly after. Thank you so much for the laughs and crackhead energy, and here's to 500K.
God damn it! Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
Oh God. Okay. Oh, is
this blind bag?
Oh, because they're mystery squad. We are scented.
Oh, that's why it got that stank. We are sent. Okay.
So I guess we picked what we picked. There's 6 to collect in series 2.
If they fit better for the other, we can always trade them. There's a Lulu.
There is a Lulu. She comes home today. Is it 6? It's 7:30. She's home. Also, did you see that Little Caesars apparently has the new Batman like pizzone, like pizza calzone thing?
It was on the order list when I ordered our.
I've been thinking about trying that.
We can try that today if you want.
We got time? Bet?
Where's got time? It's only 7. They don't close till.
We're not going till 3 hours. Guys, watch this package time take 4 hours.
There's quite a few packages. Okay.
That's true. But
before we fully open this, I would just like to say the name Squishmallows. That's not a great name.
It is for kids, but moosh moosh.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. But moosh moosh, very easy to say, easy to learn. Moosh moosh.
I was at Walgreens, the one near my house.
Where they moosh moosh.
They were moosh moosh, and I almost bought, because there were some that were bigger, but I was like, I don't know if this was like the giant one or it's just large.
Yeah.
Was the giant one that you were looking at like giant?
The giant ones are 2 feet. That's their jumbo size. Is they're 2 feet.
I don't think it was that big.
Okay, and that was probably just a large moosh moosh.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. Also, because like, how can I replace Comet?
We don't have to replace. You just increase.
Yeah, but Comet's great.
Bandit. He steals. He's a thief.
He's Grand Theft Auto.
That was also. All right.
Oh,
that's, I wonder if it smells bad.
Mine smells like my sister.
It smells like. Oh, it smells bad. Okay.
Mine smells like girl cologne.
It smells really strong. It smells like it smells exactly like something, and I can't think of what it is. It smells like
fruity tobacco product.
Yes, it smells like some mango situation.
Mm-hmm. You can smell it.
That one doesn't smell bad. That smells like cotton candy.
Yeah, it smells like girl. Source, my sister now lives with me.
It smells like cotton candy.
Girls be like, Tyler's like, I smoke cigarettes, but it's fine because like
I sprayed this.
That's strong.
It's cute. I appreciate it. It really smells very strong.
It definitely got that stink. I think,
and it's not a great
for their protection. I'm gonna put it back in the bag. To keep it like pristine and to keep the stank in.
How did they make it so scented?
I don't know. And like, how long does that scent last?
Hopefully not long. If I put that through the washing machine, not that I know how to use it, would it?
Not that I know.
I appreciate that, but wow, that fucking smells.
It's a stank. But thank you, right? Like, it was a fun experience.
My hands smell like it.
I found out that I don't like the smell of chai, and like this morning when I was working and I'm like getting myself sick. Sometimes they smell like you smell too much of a candle.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this smell? I'm like, Cecilia, can you go sit at my desk and tell me what it is?
I'm gonna wash my hands.
Yeah.
I can hear you though.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, I'm gonna like, what is this? She goes, I don't smell anything. She's like, your room smells like pickles. I'm like, what? Pickles? And I'm like, no, it smells like weird. Like, she's like, I don't know. And I was like, and then she made me the like oatmeal and like this like vanilla chai protein thing. And I like drank the vanilla chai thing and I'm like, this tastes like my room smells. And she's like, it's the chai. She's like, your soap in your bathroom is like scented with chai. And she's like, I'm like, it's all over my hands. And like, because I'm like working at my desk, like that's the smell. And that's why it feels like only when I'm at my desk is it there.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think I've ever smelled chai. Well, I'm sure, I imagine I have, but I didn't like identify it as such.
No. But yeah, thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank you for enjoying the podcast.
Yes. And here's the 500K.
Yeah. Apparently, what we do is somewhat unique, apparently. We're not NFT crypto bros or, sexist. Well, we're good sexist.
We're very unique for two late 20s white guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I've been told that multiple times, like on stream, like in all sincerity, like we something different. So like
we built different
a little bit. So this is from Dreaming of Roses, which thank you so much. It's from Buttermilk Made Bakery because they had asked if they could send us something if it was prepackaged. And everything.
Okay.
So this is handled with love with the finest ingredients, packaged by care by CS, master of the kolache packing arts.
Okay.
Send the sweetest gift. You got a magnet.
Oh.
Okay. These are just like frequently asked questions. It's kolache.
Kolache.
I don't know what kolache is. It's like butter made stuff. It doesn't say. It's old country. Whatever. I think that actually has like writing from Roses.
Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Hey guys.
Pause for just a second. Let me double check my DM to see if that's
okay. Yeah, it says please don't read on stream.
Okay, then don't.
Cool.
I guess you read it and then I'll look at this and then we'll swap.
Yes.
So, walnut kolache cookies.
We do have one that we can read.
Okay.
Thank you. We really appreciate your business. From Gloria and Jim, mom and dad, Nick, uncle, Jeff,
wonderful.
4th generation, and the rest of the Buttermaid family.
Okay. So can you eat walnuts?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to try one of these?
Yeah.
All right. And then I think the box is just the box. But hell yeah. Thank you so much, Roses.
Thank you.
Lift, hold. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So I guess. Ooh.
Okay.
Flaky.
I've never seen this before.
So it's like, because it looks like, I'm like, is that meat? But I don't think it is. No, but it looks like meat.
Yeah, like it could be. Like there could be a savory equivalent.
It could be beef.
Oh, that's very good. That is good. I like that.
Good vibes. Thank you so much, Rose. You're really good.
They're really good. I wonder what I can't think of the word. The nationality of them. What they come from.
Kolache. I don't know.
I don't know.
We can Google it.
Maybe it's on the frequently asked questions.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm unfamiliar.
What is kolache? Kolache or nut rolls, Americanized generic term, are wildly popular Eastern European rolls filled with sweet, rich, and creamy fillings.
Okay.
Traditionally, Mom and Grandma made these labor-intensive rolls only on a special occasion, blah, blah, blah. Today, they're great. Kolache. Kolachi. Is our old world plural term, and Kalash. Okay, I don't know why Kalash makes more sense to me. Like, yeah, I've heard that before. Kalash is a single one.
Okay.
But it's also got like a Bagley, Potika. It's a little thing that matters most. Yeah, I want another one. They're really good.
That was very good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I will be enjoying.
Thank you very much for that.
We will be enjoying these.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah! Appreciate that. Dreaming of Roses.
Okay. So we just keep going in like ascending size.
Sure.
This one's from Loop.
Loop.
Oh. All I see is Eric.
Eric.
And then something that says death.
Oh, nice. I see a symbol. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Oh, no, that's really cool. That's fucking sick.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to read it. But
I believe they said yes.
I can.
Let me double check. I should have written all this. I'll do that next time. I'll have everything written on the box.
It's all good.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's something for me in the black velvet bag. I'll have to open the thing in the bag.
So, Loop said, P.S. I made this little mashup of the designs you created for the School of Elementals and Energetics logo combined with the School for Magical Novices design and the Freelancer design. I really loved all those designs. I kind of wanted to get it as a tattoo, but I wanted to ask you first just to make sure you were okay with that. If you're not comfortable with that, I totally understand. No worries. No, that's fucking sick as hell.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And you have creator permission.
Yeah, fuck it. That'd be really cool.
You have an officially licensed tattoo.
That is crazy to me that anyone would want a tattoo even of this combination of things I made. But yeah, go for it. That's really fucking cool.
Hell yeah. That's so cool. So here's for you.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Warning, dead inside, handle with care. Okay. I'm going to open this one so I can open something. That was
tape. Ashes in there.
Stop it.
Is that what the dead inside is?
Maybe. But that I believe that's for you because it was that thing was there.
Because it says my name on it?
Yeah. And then we each got a Carmelo bar.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Which, although I appreciate and they're really good, that'll fucking kill my teeth. I already can tell. So you can have both if you would like.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then got me a book. Odie, you mentioned having us send your fave books. I'm so glad that like after I said that, like they were starting to come in. Having our favorite books we read as kids. I was obsessed with the series as a kid, so I figured I'd send you a copy, which is Maximum Ride: The Angel Experiment by James Patterson. Oh hell yeah! Thank you so much, Loop. Loop Zoop.
Oh no!
Oh no!
This guy. Please make it stop.
Daisy.
I mean, this is a mood. It's a mood of a card.
Put that right there. Well, thank you. I'm excited to read this then. I think that's everything.
Okay. And they said we're good to read everything, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hey Eric, sorry this is late. Late for what? I was still deciding whether or not to send the train or an invoice. My next therapy session is going to be nothing but me yelling about the inversion to my therapist. Actually, keep an eye out. That invoice may still come. All jokes aside, Happy New Year. And I guess late for New Year's. You're good. And congrats on the 70K on your channel.
80K.
It's
already
80K now, but thank you so much.
Fake fan, Luke.
Just goes to show my explosive growth. By the time when it was sent, 70K, now 80.
You were flaccid as an account then, and now you're rock hard at 80.
Rock hard. I'm erect and ready to play. It's a well-deserved success, if they do say so themselves.
Don't emphasize. I'm erect and ready to play.
Yeah. Who's ready to party and play? I'm sure you've heard this a lot, but you're insanely talented, and you should be proud of the world you've created with your content. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to finish having my daily existential crisis. Best, Karen, Loop, 13th Pay. Casey.
Don't say that. She does not like that.
I apologize. I won't say it anymore.
Okay, so there's this thing. which is small.
Small.
In memoriam.
Oh,
Oh, that's so wonderful. If you do a little like holiday set, like with your like trains, like I know like you and your dad typically do, we gotta add this to it. Or at the very least, this goes on my like this will go in our set once we eventually have it.
Yes. I mean, I think that's HO gauge, whereas like I model in O gauge, but yes.
I know that's a meme, but part of me is like,
it's not a meme. That's serious. It's small.
Oh,
it's small for O gauge.
Oh, okay. You would use something bigger typically.
Yes.
Understandable.
But it's very cool.
So you heard it. You heard it from here, Lou. Eric said to go fuck yourself.
I did not. I was just telling you it's not O gauge. It's more of an HO.
No, but that's so cool.
That's very cool.
Did you? You must have made this yourself. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
Just in memoriam.
Someday I'll get another gazebo. And then God will take it from me.
You're gonna shrink me down, and when you get shrunk down and into your train, and you're gonna be right in there.
I'll still be too big because I go down to O gauge BB.
And then, oh look, a velvet bag, and that's it. They said, "Please open the
There's
bag."
ashes in the bag. There better not be.
Also, I don't know if I just realized that like I opened it, and I don't know if I showed like on camera the like. You know, in memoriam.
Small gazebo.
And it's a very small Immortal Memories little urn. Which I don't believe opens. It's just a tiny urn.
No.
You got me good.
Oh, God.
That's fucked, but really fucking funny. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So no money? Mom always gives me money.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. What'd you get?
Okay.
Did you get ashes?
Karen says I opened the box just to make sure it wasn't damaged. Okay. Oh God, what's in it? What's in it? What's in the box? What's in the urn? Fun dip.
A small scroll. This keeps getting worse.
I have a little Carmelo to take my stress away.
It's a little middle finger that says "Bing bong, fuck your life."
Hell yeah!
Good job, Lou.
Well played.
Fuck.
Well played.
Oh God, you're gonna cherish this clip forever, you bitch. And that's my gift to you. God damn it. Oh, that's fucking funny. Because I'm over here trying to pop it. It's a screw top.
Okay. Studio Collection by Veronice Design. I don't know what this is.
It's a train.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I can see it on the bottom.
Okay. I like trains.
Hell yeah, thank you. This is really fucking funny, Lou.
It's like taped. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's cool. Pull here.
Ooh.
Any improper unpacking will not be refundable.
Oh. Oh, but basically, if you break it, taking it out, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks heavy.
It is. Oh, hell yeah, that's cool. Oh, hell yeah.
Is it no gauge?
Actually, this is kind of like S gauge.
Oh, that's a new class that I haven't heard before.
It's right in between HO and O.
Well, and that's also like, that's not like a model.
Yeah, this isn't a model train, but this would be roughly S gauge. That's cool. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I believe it's an English locomotive. It looks that way.
That's actually like a solid, like, you can have a train that's not like, you don't need to have it in your train display. You could actually just, use it. We can't use it.
We got a classic 462.
Mm-hmm.
Although if it is British, then they wouldn't call it a 462. They'd call it a
bing bong.
They'd call it a 231.
Oh.
They go by how many
because
wheels
the first
are on
floor
one
is
side.
is actually the second floor. They have a ground floor.
Yes. Yeah, they number them based off of like what one side is. Whereas American way, we number them by like the number of trucks. So like 4 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay.
4, 6, 2. Whereas in England they would call it a 2, 3, 1.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway, it's really cool. Thank you.
Hell yeah. You can use it to kill me.
Later.
That looks like a weapon from Clue.
It does. This is a tool that'll come in handy later.
That could actually be really useful as a prop.
If we do a murder mystery. I mean, we did already do that one on the train. But...
Yeah, but now to as a new spin on an old favorite, kill someone with a train.
There you go.
All right, so these are from Dad. Not my dad, of course, but Snake.
Oh. I was like, who the fuck is Dad?
Snake is Dad Energy.
Oh, okay.
That's not their name, but they would appreciate me.
That's not my name. That's not my name. Is this our final package?
No, we have one more after this.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And I actually already cut open all of them.
Yeah.
But realizing that there were some packages that had smaller ones in there, I realized I could have used that instead of trying to like pop, lock, and drop it.
Yeah, that was how I opened mine.
Yeah. All right. Open first.
I just gotta get these nitrile gloves on real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna spend the next 5 minutes getting them on. They really get stick. Sorry.
I have thoughts and opinions about the memes of ASMR
the
videos. Yeah.
Have you run into any of the ones that refer to sandwich breath? I'm real tired of that trope.
Well, let's put this on pause. What the fuck is sandwich breath? You don't get... No, we're not moving past this. I need to know. I'm not going to Carmelo out
That's a lot
on
of
this.
Carmelo. So, for whatever reason, it became a joke in particularly like medical role play that you would like when you were doing it, you would like, you know, when you have to get up close to like look in their eye and stuff, you would then apologize for like, sorry if I've got like sandwich breath. I just had lunch.
Or like coffee breath.
Yeah, but sandwich breath specifically was the phrase that everyone said as like it sort of became like
a meme,
an in-joke reference thing, I think, or else it just sort of kept happening convergently. What else would you have
for lunch, for sandwich time?
I mean, why would I wouldn't reference it. I chew a lot of gum though.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what am I gonna be like? Excuse my peppermint breath.
Why would you excuse? Why would you apologize for your peppermint breath?
I wouldn't. Well, also I don't use peppermint gum.
Why would you be that close to somebody?
I use Wintermint gum.
You would never make an audio that close.
When
to
I'm
somebody.
analyzing their pupils to see if they're lying.
I just like to lick eyeballs.
You know how they say that thing about how like if you want to like become better friends with someone, you're supposed to like sit with them in silence and like look eye to eye for like a long time. That's like a whole thing. There's a joke to be made somewhere in there about like how, you know, like when like your school kids and like you have like staring contests with like your playground rival that like you're doing it secretly because like you want them to fall in love with you. There's a joke there. It's not gonna work because I'm talking. We don't have time to do this. It's been an hour.
I can go a very long time without blinking.
So can I.
For the podcast.
Oh.
Thank you. This is not a read by any means, but like it's just folded cardstock, and I kind of love that. Yeah. Like I love that there is no funny thing. Like it's itself, and I love it. Let me verify. Remind me to do that next time. Is the consent check, which that sounds really weird.
Consent check.
Well, it's just to make sure, you know. No, yes, the cards are fine to read, but you did write a lot to read out. That's fine. You get it. Dear Eric and Odie.
Hello.
Wait, they said cards.
Oh. Well, they said read first, so there's probably a read second.
Dear Eric and Odie, sorry about the handwriting. It's good. It kind of looks like yours, actually. Not identical by any means. I just like I'm messier writer than you are, and yours is very clean.
Your handwriting looks very.
Although clean. When you wrote Server Dad, it smeared a little bit. You're using that pilot pilot
one
pen.
Of those G2s.
Yeah, but why would you use anything else?
Because you hate yourself.
Yeah. Dear Eric and Odie, or unless you're like a fountain pen elitist and like in that point, you know, whatever.
I can't get into it with those people just because it's a different world, and I got nothing to say.
The only thing about pens that I really know is from that episode of fucking Franklin that I keep thinking about like once a week, where there's an episode of Franklin, you know, the little turtle kid from the shows, where he cheats on a test, And like, cause like whoever like gets a certain score on the test will get a pen, and there's like a blue pen, a green pen, red pen, and whatnot. And he decides to like, he either like writes his name on his friend's test. I think that's what he does. He switches the test and writes his name on it. And like he gets the pen and his friend doesn't, but his friend had Franklin's test, and the kid, his friend's like, but I knew I got them all right. And like he ultimately has to like confess, and like he gets in trouble for it. Because like he's like getting guilt ridden by owning the pen, and I just think about that all the time. I don't even know if that's the exact plot, but
I never watched the Franklin show, but I read the Franklin books. But in a similar vein of like child stuff, I remember I watched. Did you ever watch the show with like Little Bear? It was also the same kind of educational sort of thing.
Sounds familiar.
I specifically remember. So like one of Little Bear's friends is a human child. And she comes down with the mumps, and so like she's like,
says mumps, I just think
so
Mondays.
she's like sitting in bed with like her face all swollen up, and there's like ice packs like strapped to like her head, and like she looks silly. And I remember like it like people, by the time that we were kids, like we'd already basically gotten rid of the mumps.
Yeah.
So like the story was clearly written a long time ago, and so like it doesn't like make sense. So as a kid, I was like, what the fuck is the mumps?
How do I get this?
And it was so weird. And also, he has a friend that is a worm.
A little rat.
And at one point, his like worm friend, I don't actually know if they're friends, like tries to like just eat an apple, like worm in an apple, like they never actually do, but like you know, everyone always says that they do. And then Little Bear almost eats him. And it's like this whole like weird like scene, like in my kid brain, like really like drawn out of like it like going towards like Little Bear's
like anime DBZ fight almost.
Like very like
dramatic.
I feel like it
black and white.
I feel like it inadvertently like awoke in some children, like that's how they found out they were into vor.
Oh.
You know how cartoons do that? Like cartoons will do innocent stuff, and then people are like, I really liked that as a kid, and now I realize why. I'm afraid that scene did that for those people who are
not for
that.
you though, right?
No, I'm not a vor person.
No, not for you. Of course not.
No. I got plenty of my own things. But vor's not one of them.
I get told my kinks all the time.
Yeah.
That's interesting though.
Yeah.
It's like the I know what they look like. I don't know who the author is, and I don't know what they're about, but they're all stylized the same. It'll be like a little worm in a business suit driving an Apple car.
Yes.
I don't know what they're called. Someone will know, but you know what I'm talking about. And they had a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
Dear Eric and Odie, sorry about the handwriting. I haven't practiced it in years, and the handmade cards are because I prefer making my own gifts for people. All right, on brand. I made you both some cross stitches that I hope you'll enjoy. Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's a lot of work, dude. That I hope you'll enjoy, and I already bought and put them in frames because I know Odie wouldn't know what to do with his. Honestly, I appreciate it.
Get him.
The one I made for the podcast.
You'd ask Tyler what to do.
Yeah. Actually, I would. And she'd go.
Well, she's very knowledgeable.
The one I made for the podcast has little snakes around the border, and I tried to use your favorite colors. Sorry for bothering you so much about that, Odie. No, not a problem. Which, like, in general, like, I like purple, lavender-esque, like, I don't know, purple, royal purple, and Eric likes gray.
Yeah.
But, you know, I also like other colors, too. Because I like gray, too, but not...
If we're going for like you really want like color, I love a good cyan. Like
I was gonna say cyan or gray.
Yeah. Or teal.
Ooh, teal's good. Sorry for bothering so much. So hopefully I didn't fuck that up. This podcast and the both of you have brought me so much joy in the past couple of months that I've been consuming your content. So I hope you enjoy the gifts and thank you for existing and making your content. Sincerely, Snake, Server Dad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, so here is one you may open.
Okay.
This one says Odie. I think that's the...
So this is the server one, I'm guessing.
I think that's the podcast one.
Oh, yeah,
then
podcast
this one
one.
says Eric.
Got it.
So, should we save the podcast one for last?
Yes.
Okay. And then I think that's everything.
Okay.
Which is not a, like, oh, that's it. But, like, you know...
You wanted to make sure you get it.
Yeah, get everything out.
What?
Oh, is it the mat? Oh, my. Oh,
Unky Odie's platonic friend, Eric. Oh, no.
There was a joke at one point while we were watching JoJo or something, like in VC one time with Snake, that like, I'm like, if you make me macaroni art, I'll put it on my fridge.
Macaroni art. Unky Odie.
Up for Unky Odie.
Oh my god.
Because we're the Gunkles.
Yes. Why the snakes?
Their name is Snake.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, they go by. It's the,
I thought that
the
was
snake that tempted Eve is the username that they use on Twitch. At least.
At first, I thought the snake was referential to us, and I was like, "What? What is our snake? What is?" I
mean, snakes are cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Do we? I wonder if we have the same photo. So I love this. We're the Unkies.
We're platonic friends.
Yes. I do like the second photo. The second photo feels like you pranked me with like I thought it was gonna be a gag gift, but it ended up being a heartwarming one, and you're like, you son of a bitch.
You little bitch. Hell yeah.
And
oh god, there's
mine's a little drawing. A bundle of snakes, not a person, has no feet.
Yeah, snake not a real person, bundle of snakes doesn't have feet. Unky Odie's platonic friend Eric. Hell yeah.
Thank you so much, Snake. You know what? I'm not going to read this one out loud because it's for me. Also, so that you don't have to read yours out loud if you don't want to.
That's very sweet, Snake. Thank you.
Very sweet. Oh, I love and hate this card.
I will read the PS, though. PS. The childlike drawing was because I made an Unky Odie joke during one of the many forced JoJo Jamily nights, and I said I'd make a macaroni art card for Odie, which he said he'd stick on his fridge. The lore.
Validated.
The lore is surprisingly deep.
Yeah, very much. I'm excited. Unrelated to the cross stitches, but I am excited to try this weird Batman pizza, like calzone pizza.
Calzone thing. It looks so weird.
Yeah, I watched a report of the week.
Oh, that kid.
Like, yeah, and then like Cecilia came in and goes, "Who is he? He looks like a wet Drew," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "I've just been watching him for hours," because she just left it on the TV in the living room while she was cleaning. He's great, and I think he's called Review Bra because, like, on like bodybuilding forums, people would like talk about his content because he's a scrawny little like kid from Maryland, and they called him Review Bra because everyone's a bra, muscle bra, and so like they we stan our wet king.
Oh hell yeah! The best part of waking up is hot piss in your cup.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
For a mild amount of context, we were playing Detroit Become Human when I said this quote. Do androids dream of electric cheeks?
Oh, God.
I love it. Thank you so much, Snake. It was good. I can't believe you did it. You're mad, Dad. You're mad, Dad. How could you? Do androids dream of clapping electric cheeks?
Thank you, Snake. That was very kind.
All right, we open this together, one side at a time. They can't see it. We could lie.
We're doing it here in the middle. The space you all don't know exists.
It's where we shake hands.
It's where we cross time to meet each other.
We split the stream. Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We got to show it to one of the cameras.
We also got to make sure we showed them, too. Hell yeah. Podcast.
With little snacks.
Fuck yeah. Oh, my God. Thank you so much.
Oh, great.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's going in the set.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And then in case I didn't show mine because I forget where cameras are. You showed yours, right?
Yes.
Because you're responsible?
I am.
Unfortunately.
Responsible for a lot of problems.
And opportunity.
And opportunities. Thank you very much, Snake. That was
wait, don't forget her son. Hey, Marie.
You know what? He's trying.
Dude, I mean, like, you know what? I like him. Yeah, fuck anyone who like.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, so this is from R.B. Jones, and I believe
they have the meats.
There's something
every time
in it that requires my personal attention. quickly, do an ad spot or something.
Hey guys, just checking in real quick. Recently we got sponsored by someone that I've been using for years, and so I'm so glad that I get to now talk about this product. It's called Beeps.
Oh yeah, February 13th.
Yes.
We have our Valentine's Day stream.
Yes.
It'll be here on this channel.
Do you have too much hair? Beeps can take care of that with one quick monthly prescription. We'll make that hair go away.
Oh my god. Okay.
Just send us some pictures before and after with Beeps.
Here, you can open this one.
Okay.
There's a sticky note on it.
Oh, open it. There's nothing in it. Just a box to keep things from shifting.
This is Odie's bride.
Okay. Oh God. That's
open first.
That's a whole ass thing. Whatever it is, it's a whole ass thing.
No idea. Yeah, they essentially using the podcast as an intermediary to send someone to something so that like no one has to dox themselves except to me, which is fine, but you know, funny nonetheless. Curious to know what this is. I also love that they used all of the like post office stuff to pack it. The box just for the ship. Open first. For you. Oh. All right. So this one says moist.
Open first.
It says hi.
Hi.
Long time no ... care package. ... I guess XD. Apologies for that. I was overseas. Anyway, here are some more miscellaneous items to hopefully add to the podcast vibe, whatever that may be this week. Be well, RB Jones, Rebecca. I believe they're the same. I don't know for certain. It's never been confirmed. But I can't handle another Loop 13th Faith.
They're different.
They are different, right?
Yeah, because the one has the username Rebecca.
Oh yeah, or I've seen RB Jones literally will comment like as like always the first comment with a little like 3 face. And something was crossed out. Now you can only get better from here. You're welcome. Moist. I don't know what you whited out, but I want to know. Forensics.
Now your birthday.
Oh, yeah, fuck our birthday. Now you can only get better from here. Oh.
I can't get better from here.
Moist.
I've already peaked.
I don't think moist is a terrible word.
I don't think it's a bad word.
I understand
either.
why some people hate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We got cord. Let me verify, which I'm sure is fine.
Oh God, I'm being punished again.
You are?
I'm being punished.
Oh, they didn't get back to me, so they might... Whatever.
I'm being punished.
Oh, another Metal Earth.
You guys really want me to suffer, huh? I now have, I believe, 3 of these ready and waiting to go. I got the Enterprise D, I have the Enterprise, and I have the Titanic.
Are they just... Is it just small and hard? Like me? But yeah, like, it's small pieces and difficult to manage.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it. I will one day drive myself insane with this.
Well, not for you.
And also, Green Apple Pop Rocks.
Oh, hell yeah.
I do love Pop Rocks. Green Apple's not my favorite, but I do love Pop Rocks. They're fun.
Mine was filled with stickers. Ask me to explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts has a plot. I no longer understand the plot of Kingdom Hearts. Don't ask me. I'm begging. Which is a vibe. I'm unstoppable. I understand Kingdom Hearts perfectly. It was tough, but it was touch and go, but I got it. And then this, which immediately makes me think you got it in the vending machine in a pizzeria.
And it's like a temporary tattoo that you stick on your friend's back.
It's a laminated card that says, "Forgive my laughter, I have a condition, more on back." It's a medical condition causing sudden, frequent, and uncontrollable laughter that doesn't match how you feel. It can happen in people with a brain injury or certain neurological conditions. Thank you. Kindly return this card. Oh,
is that from Joker?
From the Joker, yeah. Like
I've never even seen that movie, but I thought
that's it. So you'd go like, because he goes like, I have a condition. That's so fucking cool. Thank you so much. I love these. I'm gonna have to put these on my. I'm gonna have to try to fit them all on my. Like that.
I'll give you my.
Don't know when you do much. They didn't get to see that ASMR. Their screams of pain. Thank you. Yeah.
I haven't had Hot Pocket in a really long time.
I thought you said Hot Pocket for a moment.
They're like kind of sour.
Yeah.
Wow. That stained my mouth green.
Yeah. You look like you blew the Hulk.
Yeah.
This is my bribe.
Again? Not again. Is that oil?
This is Starbucks cinnamon dolce syrup. No longer. I'm going to go to the one in the fries near my house and go. They go, we don't have it. I'm like,
you have it for me.
Squirt me. I need you to mix it. Oh, thank you. I don't know even how to do anything with this, but I love it.
I need to brush my teeth.
Yeah? Does it hurt? Or just
it's like, it's so sticky.
Oh no.
Oh, it's sticky in my mouth. Oh.
Just swallow the cum, you baby. Jesus Christ.
Listen, if it's already in your mouth,
what are you gonna do? Spit it out?
What's the point? You already tasted it.
Technically, it's protein.
You did it right. Just shove it to the back.
You gotta blow your bros because then
blows before bros.
Yeah, it's extra protein. I think this is like a
cum
doormat.
Mosquito.
What?
Cum is keto.
Cum mosquito.
Cum is keto.
Oh.
Keto friendly.
What if there was a mosquito that went to go to your balls to suck? Well, that would just take your pee.
Just take the pee.
So if it went to
your bladder.
Yeah, the bladder.
Where the cum is stored.
Cum is stored in the bloodstream. We're gonna get demonetized.
We've been demonetized.
I'm gonna finish that fucking AdSense account. It keeps yelling at me. I keep forgetting to do it. And I know it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's just 15 minutes of my time. Would you like to continue things?
I'm hoping that the karma will lift some of this.
Mm-hmm.
It did not. Easy does it.
It didn't. I mean, it helped a little bit, actually. I was like, it didn't help at all. No, it didn't.
So it's a welcome mat.
Mm-hmm. I think it's 2 of them.
Oh. Opportunities. What does it say? And do they say the same thing? Yep.
It's 2 masks that say, hope you got a warrant.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's wonderful.
Yes.
Hope you got a warrant. Why are you still moving that box? Hope you got a warrant.
Hope you got a warrant. Oh my God.
I'm absolutely going to put this outside my door.
This is so good.
Because then cops will come to my house and go,
and they'll go, oh, we don't actually.
I'm sure that mine's going to get stolen real quick.
Probably. Oh my God, that is amazing.
I love this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, R.B. Jones. You too kind. Rebecca. The other Becca. Thanks, Becky.
Ooh.
No. I'm sorry. That was me.
Didn't have permission to say that.
That's not Taylor. That's Becky. Oh, yeah.
Becky, please let me smash. No, Ron.
I've seen that video.
It's a funny video.
Have you ever seen the Spiders on Drugs video?
Yes.
That's a good one.
That is a funny video.
The crack cocaine spider. Oh, well, awesome. This was a fun episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, R.B. Jones. Thank you, Snake. Thank you, who else? I'm trying
Testing
to
his memory.
Dreaming of Roses. Thank you.
Pushing Up Roses.
Not Pushing Up Roses.
Good channel, though.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is.
You've never seen Pushing Up Roses?
No. Maybe I have. I don't know. Why am I? And Loop. That's Loop. Who it was. Loop, Dreaming of Roses, Snake. Why am I picking? R.B. Jones, and then Ray Atkinson. That was why. I'm like, that was the first one. I'm like, why didn't I remember it? I'm like, no, I remember it. I know it. I'm smart. I got the break. Memories are stored right here. There's 2 spots, 2 memories.
Find the highest point of your eyebrows. Go straight up to your hairline. That's where the memories are stored.
That's where the piss is stored.
Yes.
Sorry, I gotta pee.
Oh God, I gotta pee.
Imagine if your forehead just ballooned. People are like, what the fuck is happening? You're like, I gotta pee.
I'm sorry, it's been a really long day.
Could you imagine looking next to someone who starts peeing and you just see it just deflate?
Yeah, can you imagine if you could like visually see from the outside that someone had to pee? Like not just in a sense of like they're uncomfortable, like you see like something like swell and it's like,
oh, their balls
they gotta
right?
pee. Well, but you can't tell because like everyone tucks them, right?
Mm-hmm. You pop them in the butthole.
You put them in the butt.
You gotta lock yourself into place for the day.
Yeah.
Which is why when you fart, it tickles. Have you ever sat at a weird angle in shorts and like farted and it comes up the front and gives you a little whoo?
Stop talking.
It's something that I don't know.
Actually, no, I have not.
Okay, but like for real, it's one of those very surprising where you're like, what the? And you're like, whoo? And I don't know how to recreate it. I don't know what the right position is. And I'm not going to eat a lot of like gassy food to try to like.
You already do.
Yeah, so maybe I should scientifically try it. But you can't eat too much gassy food because you don't want to risk it and, shit all over yourself. Your work. Yeah. I shit on my balls. Oh my God. Shitty balls. It's okay. Love your comment. Your stinky cousin's in the bag.
You don't smell like Mango Bandit.
Unless you want to. But he doesn't.
Bandit doesn't want to. I've decided that Bandit doesn't want to.
We've come to an agreement that Bandit will not be interested in mango.
Bandit doesn't want to smell like mango.
So
Bandit wants to smell like Black Walnut by Banana Republic.
Yes. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I'm assuming
it's a cologne that I use that I like.
Nice. I use a Davidoff Cool Water personally. Been using it since I was 13. Why would I change now?
For the longest time, when I was the very first cologne I got and that I used for a very long time was Royal Copenhagen. It's blue. Mm-hmm. I still like it. It was a little bit of like an older man smell for like a child to be wearing, but like it was what was given to me, and I was like, this is what I like now.
Yeah. Faint because I put it on this morning, but yeah. Hell yeah. Also, real quick, thank you everyone who came and hung out with us on our It Takes Two stream last week.
It takes two to make a pussy feel tight.
We're done. I don't want to talk to you right now.